Hey, Daryl. I'm so screwed up here, gang. Just give me a minute to figure this all out. That's what happens when you get frazzled. You start click, 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 clicking stuff. Hey, Detroit Metro Spotter, how you doing? PJ's here, East Coast. Little Llama Laura said hi. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Okay. We I just went out and did a ship. I came back and I did it right after I mowed the lawn. And right after before that, I went out and bought $100 worth of in the shell peanuts for my little buddies. Hey Joe,
Not too much.
how are you feeling?
Tired. Yeah, she was mobile today.
No more nosebleeds?
No, I'm fine. I'm about to give her a little baby a nosebleed.
Oh, the baby's there?
Oh, she's gone.
What time did
She
she leave?
come about 2 o'clock.
What happened to the 12:30 thing?
She had a meeting at 1.
Ah,
I'm figuring it's gonna be like 1:30 most of the time.
hello, Dominic.
So
Hello, I'm here for a short time because I've got to go off and do another thing like I did yesterday. So,
recruiting new girls, huh?
yeah, there you go. I wish.
You wish what?
I wish I was doing that. It's a lot more
recruiting new
boring
girls.
than that.
Well, last night, what we were talking about is Captain Joe had a really bad nosebleed.
Oh no, I had one of those a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it was nasty.
How long
I'm sitting
how long
there
did it take you to fix it?
about 45 minutes.
Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah. Hi, Laura.
He said he
Yeah,
had tissues full of blood clots.
yeah, just
That's
kept
not
dropping
good.
out.
Hmm.
It had me to the point where if it wouldn't have stopped very shortly, I was going to the hospital.
Hello, Brenda.
Yep.
Because I wasn't swallowing, it wasn't swallowing, it was all coming out the nose. So it wasn't
Yeah.
backtracking. That was the good news.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
if it started backtracking, then I'd had bigger problems. And I was laying, I sat in the chair like this, I just laid back in the chair, kind of still, and worked on it a little bit. I worked DMS on it, and everything would be like it was okay, and all of a sudden I'd feel some big chunk. Hope nobody's eating, so sorry, but it was pretty good. It kept me aware of it. Let's put it that way. But the ironic part about it is that I blew my nose a few times because I just had to, but I didn't blow it violently. It was just to get the stuff out. And
Yeah.
and funny part about it, I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt it again. I said, "Oh, here we go." And I blew it, but it wasn't blood, so it was just a little congestion. So this morning when I woke up, and still I'm breathing more than I'm getting more airflow through my nose than I did in months.
Oh, good.
So maybe I'm thinking maybe I had some kind of infection up in there, and it
Hmm.
was finally breaking down.
Most certainly.
But then I had a granddaughter with a runny nose all freaking day.
Oh, really?
Her nose was running. I mean, I
Just a
tell her,
runny
come wipe it.
nose, huh?
I said, come wipe it. No, I'm gonna wipe it. No. And her and Loki. Oh, I'm telling you what, Loki. I threatened him today. I said, if you bite her, you're gone. You will go. You're done. Like that. Because every time he's always been the one where if you kind of crowd him or get close to him too fast, he'll kind of growl at you. But he's just growling. That's all he does. She came up on him real fast, and he lunged out a little bit and growled. He got within about inches of her, and then I just pinned him, and I said, "Come over here and pet him." And while she was petting him, he was growling, doing a little bit. And I said, "I will smash you right here." I said, "You do not bite her. You don't even growl at her." And so after a while, I was sitting on the sofa, and she came and got in my lap. And he came over there, and he got in my face and in her face, and was licking her on her hand. And he was petting her, and he was fine. And every once in a while, he turned around and get a lick across her face, and she was freaking out. But but then she gets on the floor with him and goes over there and it's like when he feels like he's cornered, I think. And he got a little growl again. I said, I'll kick you. I'll kick you. They'll stop.
Wow.
I said, you got to be nice to her. But we were fine until her mama called. Her mama called on FaceTime. She saw the phone, and that was it. Then I want mama. I want mama. I said, you need to quit holding her as much as you're doing. I said, because she's going to have fits in places. Because she's trying to give me fits sometimes. But Brittany, she was saying, I want mama. I said, you give my phone back. She goes, no. I said, give my phone back. Like this. She looked at me, and you should have seen the face she gave me. It was a little whimpering face. And Brittany says, look at that face. I said, yeah, because I tell her what to do. I took the phone from her. But I want mama. I said, you're going to see mama in a little while. Then she was fine. But she could walk over everybody in that house over there, not over here. I get walked on enough by the dogs. Let's put it that way. Let me go look at the chat. I'm sure by now I've had a shut up, Joe.
Yeah. No. And she said, hi, Joe. I hope you have an amazing day.
Yeah.
I'm having a wonderful day there, Laura. It's even better now since my granddaughter left.
Now, do you have her again tomorrow?
No, that's it. I shouldn't have it now until Monday.
No wonder you're smiling.
Yeah,
You know, it's got to be kind of like you're happy to see her, but you're just as happy when she goes.
I'm telling you. I love her a little bit more when she's gone.
Laura says, "Now shut up, Joe." LOL.
Now, she did do one thing today that was kind of funny. She had that worm, and that worm has suction cups, right?
Yeah.
So I put the suction cups on the side of the desk because it's a metal desk. And she was pulling it off, and her mama was watching her pull it off, and she was having a blast. My daughter says, "You found a cheap toy for her." I said, "Yep, $1.25." I said, "She loves it because it pops the coming off the thing, and all of this makes all this noise." And she pulls it off, and we're on the video. I wish I had video of it. She pulls it off, and it follows Instagram. She goes, "Oh shit!" You heard that, Dominic?
Yep, I did.
She looked right down and went, "Oh shit," and it was perfect. I said, "Hey, watch that mouth." She looked up at me and blew me a kiss. TJ, and Brittany's laughing. I said, "You heard that, right? Y'all need to stop over there."
TJ.
That was the cleanest old shit out of a 1.5-year-old ever heard.
How are you doing, Brenda?
Hey, Brenda, East Coast. Hey, Laura. Who's that Detroit Metro spotter? Who's that? WW. Daryl, his brother Daryl, and his other brother Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl.
And we might not have Justin because he might have to go pick up Sarah.
Oh, that's right. He had windshield duty today.
Hey, Laura, I'm having a proper tea in my Trump
A
cup.
property. Okay.
Proper tea. Oh, that little Trump duck. She loves it.
Really?
Every time she picks it up, she gives it a kiss. So I got to work on her next week. I got to get it the way she's saying Trump. She said Trump one time today. I'm gonna get it the way she's saying Trump. Then I'm gonna make her take it home. That's a hate Trump household.
What's a Democrat household, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What you need to do is print a bigger one.
I got a big one.
So she
I got
could,
this
she
big
could
one behind me.
she could take it and sleep with it. There you go.
Yeah, but that one's flipping off. I don't want the one flipping off. We have to print one without the flip off. Okay. Now tomorrow, might start doing it tonight. I've got to do the video board for the stadium, the graphics for it. So I got to go through all the players on the varsity team and get the names on the background to show. I'll show you one of them.
Now, did you go over there tonight and wait for each person to hand them their? No.
I'm gonna probably do that tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna get. See, I might even wait till Thursday because Thursday they're having a big get together afterwards. All the teams.
Okay.
So I'm gonna find out about that. I'm gonna see if the freshmen are gonna be there Thursday because the parents are gonna be there Thursday. So if I can get to see, I'm trying to kick. If I get there Thursday, it gives me an excuse to be there for the parents, so that the parents can pick them up from me, and I don't have to deal with the parents. And if I'm there doing that, they're also having that big barbecue. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna make it a family affair thing. Hey, Justin, what's up?
Justin.
Let me show you one of them.
Oh,
Did you get the windshield replaced?
yep.
All right.
At no cost to us.
Good.
Because I asked the guy, I said, how does that work? You said there's 5 states where it's a no fault.
That's the graphics like I do for them. That when they call out the player's name or anything they do, that gets put up on a board. And the board is like, shoots like 6 foot by 10 foot.
Oh, so it's in the stadium.
Yeah, it's in the stadium. It gets put up on the stadium facing it. So that gets put up. I got to do all 75 players.
What's up, everyone in the chat? DJ, Dusty.
They need,
Detroit
they need
Metro.
to get an 80-foot
Brenda.
one.
Now you got to see the one they got coming. It won't be here this year. It'll be next year. Because next year, what they're doing is the end zone. I don't know where that's at. I can show you that. Let me find a picture and then I'll explain it to you. Like I might be able to show you. I'll show you how big. Dominic, let me show you since you hear that.
Yep.
Yeah, the video board, the graphics that I'm doing. It's going to be the big screen. It's like 6 foot by 10 foot, something like that.
Jesus.
There you go.
So they need to get it, they need to get a 20 by 40.
Hey, Dominic,
Well, the new one's
Yep.
bigger.
I did have a question for you. Now, they were looking at your stuff this morning, and I was assuming possibly it could be AI generated because you like to play with AI on your picture.
Not
Was
not
that
entirely.
okay?
It is slightly used just to change, just to
Like
change
sharpen it up.
the structure.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah,
good picture.
It
Dominic.
is.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dominic, that's the graphics.
Okay.
That'll go on. I might change the lettering a little bit different this year, since I'm just doing it this year. I may make it more of a solid color, but it stands out like that. That's why I might leave it. But I've got 75 of those to do.
So Justin, did you straighten them all out?
Straighten what out?
That tell him that Dominic doesn't do that AI unless he tells you?
What you talking about?
This morning.
You said they were talking about it this morning.
No, I was talking about Dominic's post that we were talking about this morning on Facebook.
Basically what I do is I type it out and then just get them to just move it around a little bit.
Yeah, because I said it's possible that it could be AI because I know Dominic likes to play around with this. So
It's probably 99% me, and because I just type straight from my head. When you read it back, it's all over the place. So I just got them to restructure it a little bit. So it basically it's all mine.
right.
I just get them to clean it up a little bit because the punctuation and everything else is probably all over the place.
Oh no, so the guy came to do the windshield and I asked him, I said, so how does that all work? And he said, so there's 5 states in the United States that are no fault states. And so that can be listed on your insurance as a no fault accident. And they're not allowed to raise your premiums and they have to replace it. So at no cost to you.
Cool.
So
Got to make you happy, huh?
yeah, so they're not allowed to raise your rates on you after they replace it. They have to fix it. Because most windshields get broken from debris going down the road. So that's not really your fault because you can't control that. So I'd do was pretty quick though. He had the window pulled out and put back in, took about 30, 40 minutes. So, the only thing you can't do is you gotta wait 2 days before you take it through a car wash. Because they want to seal it, or that's how long it takes for the seal to like seal up completely. But it's okay in rain, it just can't go through a high powered car wash, he said, high pressure.
I'll be right back, guys. Keep an eye on it. I'm not going anywhere, but I gotta go straight and see somebody.
Tell you what, the car looked funny as shit without a windshield in it. I wish these two dogs would make damn friends through the fence already. Jesus.
Yeah.
Sit there and bark at each other, run back and forth like they had never seen each other before. It's all damn every time they go, one of them comes out.
That's what they do.
Yeah, they've both have made this like, I was talking to a neighbor lady and she said her dog and our dogs have made this perfect path down the side of the fence on both sides where you can see where they ran back and forth. It looks like a track. Looks like it was graded for the dogs. They just run up and down the fence barking at each other, chasing each other up and down the fence. Do you think they would have gotten used to each other by now? It's been like
Well,
6,
it
8
might
months.
be, might just be playing, you know?
Oh, they are. I mean, they're not trying to like bite each other through the fence or nothing. They're just chasing each other back and forth, barking at each other. But the other dog, the neighbor dog, doesn't really bark. He just kind of runs back and forth. It's my dogs that sit there and bark at him. And Tyson is, oh my God, he's so loud as hell when he starts doing that yelp and bark.
So I put all the pictures in last night, right? All the pictures are done are in, right?
Right.
First thing this morning, somebody orders a $50 package. But they got to pay shipping now. Because they were told it ended on Saturday. You know, so shipping automatically goes on it now.
Well, that can't be that much for a pack of pictures, though, right?
They
What,
they
5,
charge
6
me,
bucks?
no, they charge me $7.25 shipping.
What, do you just pass that same cost on to them, or do you up it?
That's
Make
what I put
money
on
off
that. Actually, I put $9.99 on it.
That's
Because what
still not
happens is
bad.
I gotta take time out of my time to make the package up because they want a D package. Now it's gonna take me 15, 20 minutes to make a D package.
I mean, that's not bad, though. I mean, if they're already spending $50, what's another $10? You know?
Yeah.
That's
They
not too
don't
bad.
care. Like I told you, Mandeville's got money. I was at the school the other day, coming out of with the students leaving, right? And I'm leaving, and I'm in there with my little Hyundai Santa Fe. In front of me, they got a Mercedes, a Lincoln Navigator, a Porsche. See what else it was? It was another Mercedes, two BMWs. Then me. Then behind me started out with a Mercedes. You know, I gave up looking. So I'm saying this is money. the girl that was clarinet player when my son joined the band, she was a senior. She drove a Porsche.
Yeah, our parents bought it for her, obviously.
Oh yeah, and I knew her parents. I didn't know her parents until I saw her. She looked familiar, and I met her dad, and we looked at each other. We worked EMS together over at WestJet. And I know he wasn't working EMS anymore.
Oh, great. Or put up another short.
I'll get to that after.
Oh, she sent it to me. Probably. I don't have that open right now, so I can't look. What the hell picture is this? The Varsity. That's the Varsity. Jones is 56.
Should have gotten a car, Laura.
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump off and I'll see you guys another time.
Okay, when you gonna be back, tomorrow or no?
Yeah, tomorrow. Or I might stay up late and try and get on your morning stream.
What's going on? Anything specific?
Yeah, it's a business deal.
Oh,
So here's
New
hoping.
girls, Joey.
See you later.
okay,
Hey,
Dominic.
Dominic.
Bye bye.
Everybody's busy.
Yep. Yeah, but Paul, that's what I was telling you about the stadium. It's on the corner of the stadium looking across, and it might be 25 by 20, the scoreboard, maybe big, a little bit bigger. And the new scoreboard they're going to do, in that area, they're getting ready to take that scoreboard down, and in the back area where the back concession stand is, they're actually going to build a sports building. It's going to be like a sports complex.
Oh,
And they're going to have that where it's going to be beautiful. It's going to take a couple years to build it, and it's going to be right there, and it's going to block the field from when you come in. You can't see the field, so it's going to block that area. It's going to kind of wrap around it, and then on the opposite end, in the north end zone, the south end zone, that has one bleacher that goes all the way across. They're going to put one scoreboard that's going to fit. It's going to be 50 yards across. So you're talking 50 yards across, 150 feet, and however high they got to go.
wow.
And what they're doing, they're looking for businesses to sponsor the scoreboard. And if I were to put my AI Press NOLA on it, I'd have to come up with like $25,000, and that's for a 5-year sponsorship. That means my name would be on it for 5 years. So they're going to get businesses in the area to come up with 25,000 a pop. And I think they said they're going to be able to put, they're going to have a banner on the bottom that the businesses are going to just rotate, like the logos and everything for the businesses. And then they're going to have a screen just for the banners it's going to be around the scoreboard. The whole, I think they said it was going to be 12 at a time, and they're going to rotate. And I think they need 48 sponsors. So every minute the screens change the next 12, and then the next 12, and it's just a rotation. Yeah, they're gonna do it like that, but they're gonna get they'll get Fat Boys Pizza, they'll get La Corettas, they'll come up with the money. It's no problem. So all of the local restaurants around here will be paying. Rusty Pelican, a little bitty place, they'll do it. So they got the money. One of the alumni is Best Chevrolet, and he comes up with the money all the time. So they'll sponsor it. Man, they don't have varsity football. That's tough.
Dusty, what's Chick-fil-A?
Yeah. It's like Cat Baloo movie.
JD. That's funny as hell. Uh, Classic movie.
I didn't realize I was on mute.
Yeah. Where's TJ? Hey, JD.
That movie
TJ,
was
ain't
so
that coming
stupid
on?
but funny. That movie was dumb as hell, but it was funny as shit.
What movie?
JD put a link in there and said that's you eating with the kids and talking with the students. It's a movie clip from oh, what the hell was it? Napoleon Dynamite
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
back in '82.
Somebody, when I was going through the divorce when that movie came, it came out. It didn't come out in '82. Came out.
No, Napoleon Dynamite's like 2000s.
Yeah, it came. It was 2004, something like that. 2003, 2004. And I had a next door neighbor, Katie, and the kids came over. She goes, "Here, the kids might like to see this," and gave me the movie to watch. And I watched it. I thought that was the stupidest movie ever. I really did. I said, I don't even. I told her, I said, "This is the stupidest movie ever." To her, right?
Hello, Mark.
Shoot. All of a sudden, I watched it another time. I think it's one of the best movies ever.
And it's
Hi,
funny as
Paul,
crap.
Joe, Justin,
Yeah,
It's
good. Hey,
one of
Mark.
those.
JD, Dusty, Laura,
It's one of those movies that's stupid, but it's funny.
TJ,
It's like Joe Dirt is dumb as hell, but it's funny.
Brenda.
Yeah.
Don't know who that is. Detroit Metro Spotter.
They pop in every great once in a while. I've seen them before.
So,
Yeah.
Justin, are you going through withdrawals because you weren't able to play games today, or what?
Oh, me and Laura played a bunch this afternoon.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
I thought you were gone all day.
No, I was for a little bit, but not all the whole day now. Yeah, we played a little bit this afternoon.
What does Laura say? A film about Justin or Justin dumb as hell. What?
I haven't watched Fox News all day. I just started watching them just to get the cliff notes on last night. And they said that Biden didn't get on until after 11 Eastern time.
11:30.
Yeah, you know why, huh? They didn't want nobody to see him.
Yep. In fact, he was scheduled to be after 2 or 3 more speakers, and they canceled the 2 or 3 more speakers just to get him on when they got him on.
Wow. Cold blooded. You know where he's at right now? Hey, Paul, you know where he's at right now? Because Barack's on tonight. He left right afterwards, flew to California to go on vacation.
Yeah. Oh, he left right afterwards. He got on his on Air Force One and flew to California.
Yeah, they said he's going on vacation.
He
He just came on vacation.
all his family and everybody, and you and I paid for him to fly to California.
Yep.
Plus the Secret Service and all the other entourage.
Yep.
I wonder, has anybody ever calculated what it costs per hour every time a president uses Air Force One with all of the Secret
Oh,
Service?
I don't even want. Believe I don't want to know
Do what now? What was your question?
Well,
how much it costs an hour for Air Force One and the president and everybody.
with the president and all the Secret Service and all the attendants and everything else, what it costs per hour for him. He left the convention last night after he spoke, took his whole family on board Air Force One and flew to California for a vacation. Including Hunter and Hunter's mistress and Hunter's kids.
So it looks like it's about 177,000 per hour, or 2,964 per minute.
And that's probably a conservative figure.
But there are certain things that they have to pay for out of their own pocket. Not everything's covered. There's certain things like that they actually have to pay for out of pocket.
I don't know. I've never heard of anybody being charged for the service.
Like I think if they want to throw I watched a thing about it and they were breaking down what the budget was for the president. And there's certain things that if they do in the White House, I think it's like if they throw parties and stuff, there's certain things they actually have to pay for themselves. It's not actually covered under the budget of the president. It's not a bunch of stuff, but there are a few things. I just can't remember exactly what it was. But that might be one of those things that because he's president, he has the right to use it whenever he wants type thing, you know? So. They have to cover groceries. So whatever groceries they have in the White House, they actually have to pay for that. Designer clothing, dry cleaning, staff for private parties, gifts for foreign dignitaries, vacation accommodations, private events outside the White House, hairstylists and general household items, and some interior decorating, and some legal fees. Their personal homes. So that's like a list of stuff they actually have to pay for out of pocket. So like they actually have to pay to stock the groceries in the White House. That's not paid for by the taxpayers. Oh, Laura's dyeing her hair again.
Oh, Lord. What flavor this time?
Flavor. Is she eating her hair?
Never know, might be cotton candy or something.
So far, the Ukrainian forces have made it 8 miles into Russian territory. Not
Wow.
much, but
A lot of, still a lot.
what's up, Jody? Did you ever get your drives you were ordering, Joe? What happened with that? I heard you say
No, I
something
can't.
about that.
The other night, he was saying that I probably would like the QNAP better. And I was, well, it was because I had 2 days where it was on order that the company was closed. They couldn't ship it. It was some kind of holiday, whatever holiday they were doing. So it was going to sit there for 2 days before they shipped in the first place. So I went back and I looked at it. And the more I thought about it, the more I said, you know what? I like stuff in QNAP's better. I just canceled everything.
So
So
have you
I'm
ordered
gonna,
it or?
no, I didn't reorder it. I had ordered it, but I canceled it. So all the money's back in the account again. So I'm still trying to decide. There's two of the QNAPs I want. I want one that's going to have the locking trays that you lock them, in place. The QNAP that I want with six has they don't lock. It has a lock and shield in the front, but it doesn't have a key to lock it or anything. It's just a button to lock it, and that ain't going to work for me. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm good right now. It's gonna be within a month. There's one system I do like. They make it's like $1,100 just for the enclosure, and that one has 6 bays, it locks it, everything, and it's got the digital readout on the top, and that's the one I'm gonna probably go with. It's like,
Jody,
but
if you got PayPal, Paul's got PayPal. You don't have to mail him a check.
Paul's got business PayPal.
Oh, did he get it? Did he get my shipment?
Yeah, he said send you his address and he'll pay for the shipping. I'm saying if he wants to do that, just PayPal it to him.
Yeah, just PayPal it to me.
He doesn't have PayPal. Well, his address should be on the box, right? That he shipped it in. Did you? Oh no, you dropped it off at the UPS store, huh?
Well, yeah, but the mailing label, I think, it's got my return address.
Should
doesn't
have.
it?
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if you just took it there and had them ship it from the post. So,
No, I had to give them all
UPS
the
store.
information.
Okay. You don't have PayPal.
PayPal doesn't cost anything, does it?
Well, when I
No.
tried to send it to you, it did. It was gonna take money from you.
If you ship it, if you send it as friends and family, it
Friends and
shouldn't.
family, there's no charges.
Yeah, when I tried to do it on yours, it told me that you had a business account and it wouldn't accept it any other way.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I had to mail you a check. I don't want you to get cheated $6 or $7. And remember, you looked at it and it didn't show a business account, but for some reason it was picking it up. So I don't know.
He's got your address anyway. He said he found it on the box. So
Yeah, they won't let you get refunds on friends and family because it's supposed to be friends and family, not buying stuff.
Yeah,
well, see, like my account, I can send it as a business or friends and family. It gives me both options. And see, Matt did that shit. He fucked up too when he had set up when he sent me the money for those drones.
yeah.
Instead of picking friends and family, he accidentally picked business. And they held that shit for 40 days just because Matt wanted to do a return. I said, that son of a bitch better not return it. That's all. And so they held it for like 30 or 40 days because it was my first transaction as a business transaction.
Yeah.
And Matt was so pissed. He was like, I meant to send it as friends and family. Oh, he was mad as hell. So, yeah, I had to wait like a month and like a week or two before they unlocked it for me. Because I even tried calling up PayPal. I was like, look, it's just my friend. I shipped him something and he sent it the wrong thing. That's like, there's nothing we can do. We have to hold it. What's up, Corey?
Well, they could have done something. You know,
Like,
you can always do something.
until this thing's starting to heal properly now, it itches like fuck.
So it's itchy?
That's
Yeah.
usually a sign of
Get
healing.
you not here. Get you's not here.
No, I said itchy.
Oh, okay.
My wound's healing, so it's itching like mad.
From the operation, huh?
Yeah,
Did the nurse come and change the bandage?
she did. Yeah, yeah. That's
That's
why.
not the question.
That's why I
All
had
right,
to
so
take off the stream for a little while.
so what you want to do is rub your hand through dirty kitty litter and give it a good scratch.
Now,
I can't.
the question though, is it a good looking nurse?
It's got a 6-inch square pad on it.
Did you hear what Joe asked you?
Hey,
Was it a good looking nurse?
not as nice as the one yesterday, but yeah.
Some like 6'4" burly dude with big ass hands,
Yeah.
big ass lurch hands. I'm here to give you your sponge bath.
The guy from
Hey, at my age,
the Green-
beggars
from the
can't be
Green Mile.
choosers, so bring it on.
I done.
Hey, Donald.
Like, big burly dude wants to give me a sponge bath, it'll be like, best offer I've had in a year. Have at
the
it.
guy from that guy from the Green Mile, you know, the black guy.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
to check your prostate.
What's his name? Something Duncan. He passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
Duncan
He
Clark.
says, I'm Dr. So-and-so. I'm
Duncan
here to do your
Clark, yeah.
prostate. Check your prostate.
He was a good actor. I liked him.
Oh,
He
I
was
love
in-
him. Oh, he's good.
That dude was big too. You talking about? He made what's his name look small from White
Arnold?
Chicks. No.
He make a lot of people look small.
Oh, what's his name from White Chicks? I can't think of his name.
Damon Wayans.
No. The one that played the football player.
Terry Crews.
Yeah,
I haven't
Terry
seen White.
Crews.
I haven't seen White Chick, so I'm guessing.
Yeah, Terry Crews. Like Terry Crews is a big dude, but Duncan made him look small. Like he was huge. Terry Crews is a big guy too. You've never seen White Chicks? Oh my god, that movie's hilarious.
You don't think I have either? Couldn't think of it.
I did my previous life.
Yeah, that movie was funny.
I was just going to guess through big blokes like John Goodman. He may not be muscly, but he's definitely big.
So I watched the new Twister movie. Pretty good. Wasn't bad. Have you seen it, Donald, or have you?
I have not. I heard that if you go in just expecting it to be a popcorn flick and just forget the original, just go in to enjoy it, you'll enjoy it.
I actually kind of, I don't know. I really can't say I kind of liked it for what it was. It was definitely different from the first one.
That's what I said. Just
I
kind
think
of,
that there was a little bit more action in it as far as the tornadoes go.
yeah.
Sort of was half watching a film while I was in hospital that I think I'll have to have a check out and watch it properly. Get Rich or Die Trying.
I've heard of it. I never saw it.
Yeah.
About 50 Cent?
Hey,
You talking about the 50 Cent movie?
I don't know what it is. Called Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, that's about 50 Cent, the rapper.
All right.
That's the one that Eminem signed. Got super famous. Signed him years
Shit, that's
ago,
football.
back in the mid 2000s.
There was a lot of shooting in it at the beginning. I know that.
It's a good movie. It's just about his life when he was before he like right up to the point where he got signed and became famous, like right before that.
So long as it was done better than the Bob Marley movie.
I don't know. I never was a Bob Marley fan, so I didn't really have any interest in watching that movie, to be honest with you.
Oh,
Yeah, Randy, I like it. It was a good movie.
Randy. Yeah, there was a lad in his 30s that was on the ward who'd had a silly sod stabbed himself in the back of his leg with a precision screwdriver, and it had gone bad and septic, and he was he had a bigger scar than I've got from when they had to dig it out. And the smart TV in the ward, he put his Netflix on so that we could watch films.
I can't watch Neil deGrasse. I used to be able to watch him, Dusty. I just, I don't know.
Yeah, God knows what that screwdriver had been used for, but I think his wound got infected with a strep.
one.
2024 U.S. Open Pool Championship in Harris Resort, Atlantic City. "18-foot python caught in the Python Challenge" winner. What?
All right.
Oh,
I think this weekend is the British Women's Golf Open Championship at St Andrews.
Oh, Laura's doing like a reddish color on her hair.
So strawberry flavour.
It's gonna look like a hot Cheeto.
Don't encourage her. Tell her she's gonna look like a cheetah, just like a cheetah. Don't say hot cheetah. $33.28.
I never even knew that they had
Hi,
that.
Jody.
Dusty.
Didn't even know I'd said hello.
Oh, come on.
Apparently they have a Florida Python challenge they have every year. Florida for, I guess, catch the biggest python.
Oh. That obviously has a different meaning in Jamaica.
Honestly, you think they would turn these hunters loose in Florida to go out and start killing all these animals, just having the ones that aren't supposed to be here, and just have an
Yeah.
open season on them. Just say, go get them, boys. Just let them fucking turn loose. Just go to town on them, because there's so many species that aren't supposed to be here. They're just running amok.
Somebody put a post on Facebook the other day that they'd seen this thing run across the room and hide underneath the settee, and when they caught it, it was a giant Amazon centipede.
Where was
So they
this at?
Hey?
Where was this at?
It was somewhere in England. I'm not sure where.
Oh wow.
Definitely not supposed to be here. And the stupid sods went and let it out in the wild instead of taking it to like an exotic pet shop or the PDSA or the RSPCA to deal with it. It's definitely not an indigenous species.
Oh yeah, it doesn't surprise me, Dusty. They start populating more and more, they're going to expand their territory out. What's going to happen with that's the big boar problem they have around the country right now. Wild boars are becoming a problem in almost every state now.
Oh yeah, there's no close season for hunting them, is there?
Most states no, like Arizona or Texas has a open season on them all the time, and companies, these people like what Ron does, like hunting guides, have made a big business out of helicopter hunting. So you get on a little 4-seater bubble helicopter and you get to hang out of it with an AR-15 and go pig hunting from the helicopter. And they've made big money doing that too. Well, it's because they reproduce like rats, man. Just nonstop. I mean, you see the videos on YouTube where they put those cages up in the trees and then they hit like 20
Drop
of
'em,
them
yeah.
in there. Yeah, and they catch like 20 of them at a time, and they don't even. The first thing they do is they just walk up and start nailing them in the head with 22s, and just start dropping them because there's just that many of them.
And it used to be that boar meat was quite a delicacy kind of thing.
Well, from what I've heard from some people that hunt, that wild boar meat isn't really all that great. It's not really sought out by a lot of people.
Well, it doesn't taste like pork, even though they are type of pigs, but it's a very gamey meat, apparently.
Yeah, and it's not very sought out. So apparently there are some people that do donate the meats to shelters and stuff. But there's other people that just, they'll get 40, 50 of them and they'll just mass grave them,
Mhm.
dig a hole and throw them in there and bury them. And they just keep doing that over and over again.
Yep. Wild boar is a lot more lean, but
Yeah.
it does make good for a long, slow cook.
There was it though. There was quite a thing about making boar sausages at one point.
Yeah, because you can put all kind of flavor in that.
Yeah.
All sausages are boring.
Hi, David.
Come in.
David,
Oh, come in here with your vegan bullshit.
Not vegan, vegetarian. That's why I said all sausages. 'cause
They
even the
both start.
vegetarian-
They both start with the V. Tomato, tomato.
David,
Mm.
a comment about when he said about wild boar getting shot.
Why would you put?
I put, well, Justin better be careful then.
All right. Laura said when you were talking about wild boar being shot, Justin, you better be careful.
Been a threat, Laura? Huh?
Trying to say that.
Laura,
Just
it's spelled
use the
BOAR, not BORE.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
Paul.
Justin,
Paul,
Justin does not qualify.
Yeah,
just came
Um,
across the
I
wire.
don't know. It bores me with his Fortnite.
Yeah.
Just came across Fox, 8 p.m. tonight. RFK Jr. to endorse Trump.
Yeah, but BOAR also
he's what?
another meaning,
He's
doesn't it?
coming
As
on
well?
to endorse Trump. Sounds like he's gonna drop out and endorse Trump.
Well, I don't blame him, the way they treated him like shit.
I put it like that. That may just completely annihilate everything.
Oh, he's
Isn't
not going to win anyway. He's running as an
Well,
independent.
no, he wasn't gonna win. And who is he gonna hurt? That's the question. So if he drops out, because they won't let him get on New York, they banned him from New York.
Yeah, the Democrats banned him.
Yeah. So if he drops out, does he have that really following, a 6% following that'll jump to Trump? That will jump to Trump?
Well,
If
yeah,
he does-
as long as he makes it evident that he is supporting Trump and he was mistreated by the Democrat Party.
I hope he can do it. 'Cause that
Isn't
will
a
blow
book-
things wide open.
Isn't a bore also a fast-moving body of water
No.
No.
or a wave? I'm sure it is. BOAR.
No, you bore for water.
Hmm?
Well,
Yeah, a bore, but that would be BORE. He's talking about BOAR.
Yeah.
And I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar to
I
me,
thought-
but you might be right.
I thought it was like an unusual wave that goes like a tidal wave going down a river.
hey Justin, I've got a new super gaming mouse.
Yeah.
It's one that you don't move. You don't actually move the mouse. You roll a ball with your thumb.
No, that'd be a tidal bore, I think, is what you're talking about, and that's spelled BORE.
Yeah. Is it
Oh, yeah.
BOAR?
It's just a trackball. Yeah.
Hey, Joe, they're just talking about it at the Democrat convention that it's a big night tonight because of the previous president, Obama, and his wife are going to be speaking, and Kamala is going to be 5 miles away. She's not going to show up for it.
So she's not gonna be there.
Haven't they already spoken?
No, tonight.
No, according to our news, they've already spoken.
No.
There, that was in a different place.
Y'all getting fake news.
But you got to remember that they do multiple,
Yeah.
like, what do you want to call it? Speaking things every couple
Engagements.
days. Yeah. They're doing them consistently all the time during this time. A lot of them will have one every few days. I mean,
Well, thank God our politics has gone boring.
Yeah. Oratory manifestations.
speaking events.
All gone quiet. Well, we've got our third manager of the season.
That was quick.
Yeah. Heckingbottom.
Who?
Heckingbottom.
Yes, well,
Well,
That's what just happened to you, Beckenbottom, what?
no. Paul Heckingbottom is our new manager. And his last job, he got Sheffield United to the Premier League.
all
And then
right.
sacked him. Which sounds about right. Because he went down the following season. Boo.
Yeah, but they made plenty of money out of that one season, though.
That's all we need. One season.
Yeah.
And unusually, all the fans seem to be happy about it. No arguing.
I seen a thing on YouTube today that had Mr. Bean talking about how it is getting ridiculous over there. I don't know.
What's getting ridiculous?
Speech.
I
Being able to arrest people over
Hate speech.
saying something offensive.
Yeah.
And it has to
Rupert-
do.
No, that is not correct. Here we go again. Miss.
Well, hey, go take it up with go
YouTube
take it up.
channels?
Stop. Take it up with Rowan Atkinson. He's the one that said it. Instead of arguing with me, take it up with Rowan
Yeah.
Atkinson. He made the speech today about it.
No, he didn't. He made a speech a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, made a couple. Okay, he saw it online today.
Well, what he's talking about is Section 5, public order offence.
Uh-huh.
Now, it is not used in the way that he says. In his
Never?
speech. Never, but it can be,
Okay.
which is what he wants to remove,
Okay.
right? But a lot of people are going on about all these Dratican rules at the moment, people being arrested for posting hatred on Facebook.
Mhm.
Not posting hatred on Facebook. If you call people out to say, let's go and bomb a mosque, then you deserve to get arrested.
That's inciting violence.
It's inciting violence. It's not free
Yes.
speech. It's inciting.
Right.
Right? And people are getting confused by it. Yeah. Not understanding you can say what you want, but you cannot incite violence. Same in America, same across the world. Once you cross the line to incite violence, you've crossed the line.
Yeah, but in the United, the difference between free speech in the United States and other places, even such as Canada, is hate speech doesn't exist in the US. If you go by the Constitution, it doesn't exist.
So you could actually go out and say what I just said. I don't want to repeat it.
No, that's inciting violence. But what I'm saying is I can go out and stand on the side of the road and yell the N-word all day or whatever I want. And
You can over here, and until
by-
it causes an offence to someone, then nothing will happen. Once
So
someone
that's what I'm
offends to it,
saying.
that's a different matter.
If somebody takes offense, then you can be arrested.
Well, you're not
Yeah.
normally arrested. You're normally spoken to. I mean, it depends how you react to the police. If the police turn up and say, "Could you please stop doing that and move on?"
And you
please?"
say, no, I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care if anybody's offended because it's my right to say stuff. It's not, I can't control if somebody's going to be offended.
Yeah,
then
right. That's
you'll
the difference.
probably
right
get
there.
away with it unless you start getting aggressive. And then once you start getting aggressive, then that's it. You're getting nicked.
Well, right, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference is over here, the police can't tell you you have to stop even if somebody's offended by it.
Well,
not
over in
allowed.
America, unless the police actually say they're detaining you, you don't even have to stop. Over here, the police can say, "No, we're not detaining you, but we'd like you to stay here."
Right, yeah, over here, as long as the cop says you are detained for an investigation, then you have to stay. But if he says, no, you're not detained, then technically you could walk off, yes.
You see, over here, if you did what some of the Americans have done on some of these videos, where they said to one of our police officers in London, he went, "Am I being detained?" And the police officer said, "Yes, for the purposes of an investigation." And he started going on about being black and white and this and that. And the police officer said, "It doesn't matter about your skin color. You match the description of the person that's committed a crime. And once we got the information to confirm it, we will let you know if you're being detained or not. At this moment in time, we'd like you to stay." Then he started getting gobby and everything, and the police never batted an eyelid. And then he got arrested at the point where he said to the police officer, "You're dismissed." Well, you can't dismiss a police officer over here like you can in America. Once you say that, you've disrespected the police and you're getting nicked.
Yeah, but that's the difference over here. Like in Canada, you can actually be arrested for hate speech because you offended somebody. Over here, that doesn't exist down here.
Well, it depends on what you say when you say it and who you say it in front of.
Look, Andrew,
Yeah, it's how you say it and who you say it to and in the manner you're saying it. If you're saying it aggressively, you're gesturing and stuff like that, then the likelihood is you're going to attract the
Well, what I'm
attention of
saying
the
is,
police very quickly.
well, like I'm saying is like down here, there have been, white supremacist groups here and there over the years that have had rallies, and the police stood between them and the
And
Yeah, that's what they do
obviously
over
their
here.
opposition, but they are allowed to go out and they can get on the loudspeaker, yell all the racial stuff they
And-
want, as long as they don't say go out and do this to this for people.
Yeah, well, that's
they're
that's
fine. They
happened.
can sit
That's
there
what
all day
happened
and do
over
it.
here with the riots we had a few weeks ago. The police stood in between the two parties, the so-called fascists and the so-called anti-fascists. The police held a line, and then one group would disperse, and the other ones would just then take it to the extreme. And it's not what they were saying per se; it was what they were saying and doing. So, in other words, if you're part of a riot and you're aggravating and throwing things, then it's different. You're going to get
It's-
arrested for shouting racial abuse
It's
Yeah.
what they were saying and protesting.
and doing. You
Act-
can
the
protest.
act of
Over,
what
you
the
can actually
act-
protest over here. You
No,
can.
throwing a brick is not protesting.
David, the
Exactly,
act they're
rioting.
doing what the act they're doing while they're protesting.
No, it crossed the line of protesting. Protesting is where you hold a banner, sing, chant, shout, march, whatever. Once you start smashing buildings up, setting fire to buildings, throwing bricks, abusing the police,
Right.
abusing the ambulance service, blocking fire engines from getting to fires, then you've crossed a line. Yeah. And
There,
these people thought they were going to get away with it, and they have not.
within the last 2 years, one of the big examples that comes to my mind was Black Lives Matter protests
They happened over here.
because they blocked main highways that lead into cities.
Well,
What I
that's
don't
called,
get is
that they did them as a public nuisance and causing an obstruction. They
yeah,
couldn't do
once you
them-
start
and-
obstructing
them for
traffic
protest.
and people working, then you
And to Justin's point about groups and hate speech, one of the older groups, most famous in the South, has to be the KKK,
I don't think they exist anymore, do they?
the Ku Klux Klan.
There's
legally.
probably there's
Well,
still little
yes.
pockets of them here and there, but they're very minuscule.
Yeah.
I mean, there are hundreds, maybe a few hundred at the most. They're very
Say-
tiny.
I don't care what your skin color is, whatever. You breathe the same, we bleed the same, we hurt the same. Just
Okay.
get on with everyone. Yeah.
And that's
simple as.
and that's exactly right. Hate speech is speech someone doesn't like, exactly, and that's what I'm.
Yes, Cool Cat.
I hate when I hear an American of all people.
No, hate speech is not speech that somebody doesn't like.
No.
It's derogatory speech against a certain
Religion, person,
either-
group,
yeah.
ideology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, you
race.
Not
Against
just
all
about-
against all ideologies or just specific ones?
all. If you
Well,
started going
So if
out,
I said
No,
flat
but-
earthers are ridiculous and they're stupid and I could be in trouble because I've offended them and talked derogatorily about their beliefs?
Yes.
no, you
Why
can.
not?
You can, but you're not over here. You're safe.
Yeah, not over in America, but if you were in the UK and we did have any flat earthers, then yes.
and they got offended and reported you, you wouldn't get arrested. You'd probably get spoken to and asked to not to upset the snowflakes.
And I would say, tough, they're stupid, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
And the police will
Then
probably
I get
agree with
arrested?
you. No, the police will probably agree with you and go, you just hold it down for a minute, let them piss off.
And I'd say, no, I'm not going to
But
tone it
the-
down. They're stupid.
Some of
Well,
the
that's where
snowflakes
you
don't
then
even
start getting. That's when you start crossing the
getting
line,
into-
because then the
yeah.
police will say,
So
so
there
there
is
is
no
the
free
police in
speech.
the line of
They're
duty.
so they are curtailing free speech.
But
Because
we don't
somebody
have-
might
we
be
don't
offended.
have-
and then you can carry on once the offended have gone.
What if I put it online?
Free speech does not exist in the UK.
Right.
Well, it does to a certain extent. And if you do it
But-
online, nothing happens apart because a lot of people have put a lot of hatred online. Yeah. The only ones that are being lifted are the ones that have incited hatred.
Well, the
incited,
only real
people to go out and
difference-
do stuff.
What if I posted what if I held a sign up that said Islam is right about women?
I don't know.
Well,
That would be a
that's
tricky one.
That could be your opinion.
That would be for the Islamics and against women, so probably.
Oh, what do you mean? Are you saying Islam is anti-women? That's hate speech.
I won't falling into that trap.
No,
Well,
I'm
certain
saying,
Islamic
I'm saying
countries
that
wi-
the ideology of
Certain Islamic countries, women
Islamic
are treated as
religion
third-class
towards
citizens.
Okay, but like
I
I was
can't.
saying,
I can't
Not
tell.
that they-
Hold a sign. I can't tell if Camilla is trans or not. Would that get me in trouble?
with me, yes.
Because trans women are women, and you can't tell the difference just by looking.
Well, with Mark, like Mark said, with Mark, yes.
Well,
With the police, probably not.
I'm just
Donald,
saying there
sometimes
are
it's-
different views that you can state opinions, and somebody's going to take offense.
well, that's what I'm
Problem is,
saying.
It's
like,
true.
And
But sometimes it's obvious a trans is a man and not a woman.
God.
But
see,
what about
no,
wait,
that's
whoa,
a there you
whoa,
go.
whoa. But
There
what
is a
about the
difference.
ones that go the other way? Women that turn to men. No one seems to have a problem with them.
And there's quite a lot of
Right.
them.
And there's a lot more of them than there are men turning to women.
Mm.
Because a lot of trans are mislabeled. They're labeled as trans. They're not trans, they're cross-dressers,
Cross-dressers.
which is different.
They're
Like
men
a
who
bigger
wear
disclaimer.
women's clothing, not
But
men
this-
who want to be women.
But
Exactly.
this trans movement
Okay.
I-
Oh, for fuck's sake.
stemmed from
There-
the
there
gay
are
community,
three-
right?
There are 3 or 4 different types of trans as it goes down the line.
Yes.
Okay.
There's the one
Go
that
for
wants to
Justin.
change sex.
There's the transvestite, which is just Latin for cross-dresser.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
transsexual, who is just a man who wants to dress and be a woman, but doesn't want to have the operation. They may grow the boobs, but they don't want to go the whole way. Then there's
Yeah.
pre-operative transgender, who are before they have the gender reassignment, and there is post-operative transgender, who are the ones who've had the complete sex change.
And then there's the other transgender, the ones that are born with both organs at
Hermaphrodites.
birth, and unfortunately, their parents make the decision, and that affects them later in life if the parents got it wrong.
Because they're
Well, I'll
they're-
tell you right now. I had a pepper plant out in the backyard, and I
There we go.
planted. I was pretty sure it was a what?
Here we
No, I had it.
No,
I was pretty sure.
can't
it,
you can't get
Go
male
ahead,
and female plants.
Mark.
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it was a
Mark-
ghost pepper, but
Mark-
now it turns out it is a lemon drop pepper. So is that a transplant?
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's a pepper transplant.
Okay.
Oh,
Go for Justin.
Anyway, like I said, I hate when I hear, most of all, I hate when I hear an American use the term hate speech. It annoys the living shit out of me. That's all I was
He
gonna say.
hates it.
it annoys me because that doesn't exist here.
Well, it
Yeah.
does because it annoys you.
No, it does.
Speech.
It's just not against the law. It's
Yeah.
still hate speech.
Yeah, and it is hate speech. But a person saying, you know, an American saying hate speech, you found it horrible and annoying. So, in the term, hate speech is hate speech, and you hate it. So, hate speech does exist.
Yeah,
Hate speech
yes,
offends.
No,
yes,
No,
speech is
I hate the term hate speech. Because
Speech is speech.
any speech can be hated because nobody's ever going to agree 100%.
It's
with each
it's
other.
not hate speech isn't defined by if it offends. Hate speech is defined by its intent, and
You're
you know,
right.
lots of people hate
No,
lots of things. Everybody
Yeah.
hates something. Therefore,
Right. See, that's the
there's-
thing, right? Over here as well, you can have hate speech.
I
where
hate
you
tomatoes
hate
could be
it,
hate
yeah,
speech.
but you ain't going to get arrested for it. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, we hate
certain
it.
levels.
But you could police could investigate a non-crime hate incident, correct?
probably they can arrest. They can investigate
no,
anything.
I don't think so, because then it becomes a civil matter rather than a
Yeah,
judicial
of course.
one.
But there's a lot of things over here as well where, you know, like a car parking offence. Over in America, the police get involved and stuff. Over here, the police don't, because it's a civil matter. Unless they're parked on certain yellow lines and certain squiggly lines, then it becomes a police matter.
Police wouldn't get involved if it was a private parking lot.
No, not a private. I'm talking on the road.
The
Well,
police will get involved if you haven't paid the fee to park on that parking lot, because then
Well,
that's classed as theft.
What if nobody is sure whose jurisdiction it is?
Right. There are certain laws over here. So if I parked on a double yellow line, it's a civil matter between me and the council.
Unless
If I
you've got
parked
road badge.
on, yeah, and there's a marking on the curb. However, if I parked
No,
on the
mark-
squiggly line next to a
marking on the curb not
zebra
allowed to
crossing,
park
if
on.
you want to call it that, a zebra crossing, there's a squiggly line. If you park on that, that is a criminal offence.
If I park on a double yellow line over here, that means I'm in the middle of the damn road.
Yeah, well, I was in the middle of the road.
Justin's right.
Yeah, but ours are on the edge because we mark
We
our
have-
roads
We
correctly.
have
No,
yellow on the edge and white in the middle.
Wait, David's saying America marks roads incorrectly?
Correct. I mean, you've even got the arrows on the road wrong. Pointing the wrong way.
What about when the guy comes to write whatever on the road and he misspells it?
That happens over here.
Yeah.
That happens quite often. We've had
How's he
cases.
miss-
We've had cases, Andrew, where they've come
full
along to paint the lines, and the car's been parked in the way, and they've actually gone round the car.
Oh.
Yeah. I've seen that painting the line down the middle, and they paint around the car and down the road.
Yeah, well, ours are on the pavement side, sidewalk side for you.
So then the line in the middle gets shifted because the one line is over because of the car.
No, the lines in the
Okay.
middle are always in the middle.
Well, yeah, really, because there is actually a minimum width for a traffic lane.
Yes. And the machine that does it is very narrow.
But our white lines are 4 inches wide,
Uh,
and our yellow lines are 4 inches wide.
just do not get that paint they're using on your car. It's a pain in
It-
the ass to get off.
It's a thermoplastic paint with glass beads in it.
Yeah, you
Oh.
definitely don't want it on your car.
And the glass
Or
beads make it
Or if they're
reflective.
patching by the intersection, don't get that on your car either. Because
In
it
fact-
also is a pain in the ass to get off.
It's not so much a paint as a type of bitumen, coloured bitumen.
Yeah, and the question is, how the frickin' hell are you getting on your car?
All right, guys. I had fun stirring up the pot, so I'm going to go.
I'm guessing Donald has work to do.
No, my wife is going to be here in a second. We're going to go out to eat.
Ooh,
Did you,
Ooh,
did you
no
apply,
cooking.
did you apply for that job you were talking about?
The cable job?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good for you.
I told you I was
good
going
luck.
to.
Well, yeah, this doesn't mean you never said that you did it. You just says,
Did I say I was going to?
yeah.
I thought he was thinking about it.
Did you actually find anywhere where it told you what the wages were?
Nope.
No. Typical
Makes it easy for you, Donald, to turn it down when they tell you, yeah, we'll pay you $8 an hour.
It'll be more than that.
It'll be a lot more than that.
It'll be probably less than what I made when I worked there before, but probably more than I would make at Walmart.
Probably $30 an hour.
Probably more like 17, 18.
Okay.
I would have thought it'd been more because there's a danger aspect to it with regards climbing ladders and poles and stuff like that.
You know what? There may be. I don't know.
Hey, Donald, well, listen, you have a good time with your wife.
Yep, I'm gonna go have myself a chimichanga or something.
Enjoy dinner.
Mm.
I don't know whether that was a little sarcastic. Andrew said, enjoy dinner.
I hope I hope the food is good.
It's an evening meal, so it's tea.
It's the largest meal of the day, so it's dinner.
No,
Okay.
dinner is at lunchtime.
Mark,
Only where you live.
Mark, you're turning into Spanish.
No,
No,
it's a north-south England divide. When you get to Watford Gap, you have breakfast, dinner, tea. To the north. To the south, you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Right?
Well,
And it
Merriam-Webster
has lots
Merriam-
of debates about it.
Merriam-Webster
right.
establishes dinner as the principal meal of the day, which is my principal meal of the day will be this evening, so that will be dinner.
That would be
Your
breakfast.
biggest meal. Well, your biggest meal of the day should be your breakfast because you're breaking fast.
I didn't eat breakfast, sir. I had a cup of coffee.
Well,
This will
that's
be my
really-
meal. I
that's-
eat once
no,
a day a lot
but
of
that
times.
should be your meal of the day for a healthy lifestyle.
don't
That can be
forget-
debated.
David, in the
And,
north.
and technically, this dinner will be the break of my fast, sir.
So
There
it's
you go.
breakfast. Enjoy.
This will be dinner will be breakfast because I will be
Yeah.
breaking my fast at dinner.
Wasn't that funny, Rio?
Yeah, and in the north we have breakfast.
And on that note,
Then
Donald says the hell with
Then
you.
we have 11s. Then we have dinner.
Whoa.
Then
You skipped a few out, haven't you?
Then afternoon tea.
Wait.
And then tea.
What
And
you
then
doing?
supper.
What are you doing?
With snacks in between.
Mark, supper is dinner.
No.
No.
You
supper,
have-
is,
No.
supper is after it.
You have your
Say
breakfast.
Americans have the obesity problem. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We have breakfast. Then we have the start of the day, start of work, cup of tea. Then you have your mid-morning break, your 11s. Then you have your lunch stroke dinner, whichever you decide. Then you got your mid-afternoon break. Then you've got your tea and biscuits, tea and sandwiches, whatever, afternoon tea. Then you have your dinner stroke tea. Then you have your light snack. Then your supper. Then you've got your midnight fridge raid. And then you got your 2
Fridge
a.m.
raid.
street walk.
Crap.
Oh, no, I forgot the kebab.
Yeah. And don't
The
forget the
after the
obligatory
pub-
kebab on the way home from the pub.
The after the pub kebab.
Then you find your uncle in the fridge.
Hey, you guys
Looking
do
for a
what you want
turkey
to
leg.
do, but to me, that's bullshit.
No, after you've been to pub, you either go to an Indian restaurant for a curry, or you get a kebab to eat on the way home.
Or a pizza.
No, I've never been one for a pizza like that.
Oh, I have. I always go for a pizza, and it's got to be 24 to 26 inches.
They're
in
very
size.
difficult to eat when walking home.
No, they're not. You just literally you fold over into half, fold into
It-
quarters,
it-
fold
it
it again,
depends
and eat
on-
it like a massive sandwich.
It depends on
good.
how big the pizza is. The piece of pizza is. If it's
24
a
inch.
small piece, you can eat it easily. If it's a
It's not
larger
small.
piece,
It's just said it's a
Then you
2 foot
have to-
diameter pizza. And he's not on about a piece of pizza. He's on about a full pizza.
24 inch.
that's easier to bring it home and
We-
eat it.
We don't buy pizzas in slices in the UK. We buy pizzas.
In sizes. We have 7 inch, 9 inch, 12 inch, 15 inch, 18, 20, 24, 26, and the latest one is the 30 inch. And I am definitely going to be trying that one.
I
In the
think
what's it? In the
somewhere we have 56-inch pizza.
yeah, they have them in the Philippines.
Yeah. But they're for sharing with a family. I'm not sharing.
No, because we were looking the other night, and I think it was in Florida.
Street nearly.
Mark, your icon looks like you're in a horror movie.
Rio, pack it in.
That was the intention. It's a shower curtain with the Psycho shadow on it.
American Psycho movie?
No, the film called Psycho.
Oh, the old
Norman
one.
Bates.
Yeah, the old version.
Yeah, the shower scene.
Yeah. Now, if you ask Joe, he will say you should always save a bit of pizza for the day after. I bet Justin will be the same. And Mark.
Well,
what
I
about
don't
what about
pizza for breakfast the day after.
David?
but
David, what do
I
you
don't
say
eat
about pizza for breakfast?
No, because when I buy a 24-inch pizza, it's gone in 15, 20 minutes. I don't hang around. It ain't going cold. It's going in my belly. Gone.
Kate usually orders a pizza and
Yeah.
a burger when she wants a supper, but I usually have a kebab.
And if you don't believe me on that, you can ask Justin because he watched me eat one.
I'm sure Joe likes a pizza for breakfast.
Nope.
No? Or do you
Nope.
prefer, or are you more of an omelet guy?
You still there, Justin?
Either way.
With a
I
name
take
like
the omelet,
what?
eggs,
That's
sausage,
yours.
grits.
I think he's gone, David.
No,
Yeah,
he's still
John
there.
is gone.
At least he's away from the computer.
Yeah. And get ready for it.
Hi, Laura.
Shut up, Joe.
Don't encourage it, Andrew. Don't encourage it. This is where you're going to hear, oh, fuck it.
Well, I wish I'd have had it. I wish I would have had it on video with my granddaughter today. She was playing with that worm, and it was on the side of the metal
Yeah,
desk.
tell him all about that.
And as she pulled it off, it fell out of her hand. She was playing with it and laughing. It was making popping sounds, right?
Yeah, it's
She
got,
pulls
it's
it
got
off
those little suction cups on the bottom
Yeah.
and you stick it on something.
So it goes.
Oh, yeah.
So she's having all fun with it, right? And her mom was on the phone, FaceTime with her, and she pulls it. It falls out of her hand. She looks down and it goes, "Oh shit!"
And mom asked, "Where did you learn that?"
Mom taught her that.
Oops.
Oh,
I said, "Little girl, stop it." She looked up at me and gave me a big smile. Stop that
she's
mouth.
like, "How could you be mad at me?"
Oh, I was mad at her. I said, "You got to stop that mouth."
But in 18 years' time, that'll be fine for me to say. So, no.
You know, she told somebody the other day. The other day, she did something in front of somebody and said, "Oh shit," to him. Well, I tell you, that's like Justin. Justin, when he was 3 years old, we went at Walmart and we're standing there. He's in a basket, and we're at the toy aisle, just walking up and down looking at toys. and he grabs my hand and he goes, "Stop." I said, "What?" I said, "What do you want to look at?" He goes, "You see that boy in that basket, in that other basket?" I said, "Yep." "Let's go another way." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said,
Yeah,
"Let's
if you're
don't
gonna
go
stop
that
your
way."
running.
I said,
Yeah.
"Why?" He said, "Because I don't like him." I said, You're supposed to like somebody. You know, how you know you don't like him?" He goes, "If we go by him, I'm going to reach out and hit him. I don't like him." So Justin said that when he was 3 years old, right? A few minutes later, in the same place, a woman walks by, and we had watched Shrek a couple of nights before. He started singing "I Like Big Butts" when a woman walked by.
I like
Looked
big
down
butts
and
in a
I said,
cat
"Well, I
life.
can't take you anywhere."
Oopsies.
I said, "You're dangerous. I can't take you anywhere."
Yeah, because a number of years
Well-
ago, Dad's friend's son's kid was about, I want to say, 5, 6, and whenever they have friends over to the house, Dad's like, "Do you want a beer?" So one day he goes to the teacher, "You want a beer?" In preschool.
No, well, ugh.
So a teacher asked the parents about it.
Shut up, Joe.
That's done.
Good evening, Laura.
Don't encourage her. Okay, so that is done. That goes right there.
I think Justin's waiting for your
That is
vote.
done. That goes right there. I gotta do it.
Well, I had the northern version of beans on toast tonight for tea.
Beans on toast.
Why are you asking?
Yeah, the northern version of beans on toast.
White beans.
No, fried bread instead of toast.
Mark, Laura would like to know why you're in the shower. I mean, we've already had this discussion, but Laura would like to know.
I wasn't here for that.
It's a good shower
Could've-
curtain.
David could have said we had curious minds.
I don't have a
Yeah.
curious mind.
Not that curious. about
No,
Black
it
Mirror.
was-
Justin, I'll
Believe
be
me.
on Fortnite in about 2.
I'm not that curious. No, not.
Right, Justin,
What?
did you witness me eat a pizza in 20 minutes, a 24-inch?
No, because the box was there and then it was gone.
It was a magic trick.
I didn't
Never
eat the
even saw
box.
Never even saw the damn thing.
No.
Yeah, no.
Ugh.
He was like, he
Bacon-
opened the box. He's
bacon
like, look at
with
this. And then
mushroom.
that was it.
On fried bread.
Yep, that's how it goes. Look at this, and it's gone.
Shortly in the U.S., we could have a two-way election instead of a three-way election.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
not
he's
back to
gonna
politics.
back out, I think.
I heard Robert Kennedy's VP pick wants to drop off the ticket and endorse Donald Trump.
Well, Robert Kennedy's supposed to be dropping off and endorsing.
And he's gonna endorse Donald Trump.
Oh,
That's what
Yeah,
Joe
thinking
said.
about it, it might have said is Robert Kennedy's VP on it, because I read it and I thought it said Robert Kennedy.
yeah, I just saw it tonight. It said Robert Kennedy's VP pick because she's from California as well.
I think
Yeah,
Robert
well-
Kennedy needs to drop off because he's not going to hurt me. He's not going to help anybody.
Last I knew, he was polling about 4%.
Yeah, something's going to
Which-
happen at 8 o'clock tonight.
Which,
Yeah, it
as
all
Paul
depends
knows,
what-
as
Just
Paul
depends
knows,
on what that
that's not gonna get
4%
you
goes.
Ugh.
Drops out.
Paul knows how far 4% can go.
No,
Right.
What?
How far
Right.
4% polling can get you.
Why y'all listening to polls anyway? They're all bullshit.
I don't believe polls anyway.
What's the
That-
Polish? Whoa, 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 whoa!
Because the
What's the
people-
Polish
Polish
done to
evidence,
you?
The
I know.
people that do the
Yeah.
polls want a specific outcome.
I mean, we
Yeah.
understand why Joe doesn't like polls.
But
Joe,
yeah,
'cause
but what's the Polish
Paul-
done to you, Paul?
Got a point there.
Because they make
not
subpar
accurate.
sausages.
I said Paul because Paul's seen more presidential polls than we all
Yeah,
have.
but I have no. You see,
And
We've got nothing
They
against
don't, they
polls.
don't
Many years.
poll- they
I've
don't
got-
poll the
I've
Brit-
got
they don't
nothing against
poll the
polls
British
either.
because the
Paul
British don't
has a
tell
lot
the
of
truth.
Paul has a lot of
Andrew,
experience.
they don't do polls in Britain because British people don't tell the truth anyway.
no, we have a lot of people called Paul.
Oh, David.
A lot of polls.
We have a lot of Pauls over here.
Yeah, they all came over after the Second World War.
But I'm talking about Pauls. Paul. Pauls.
We got a lot of them and all.
I mean, our new manager is called Paul Eckenbottom.
My brother that died at birth was
I
called
love it
Paul.
when I can get Andrew to stop and think, like, what am I going to say next?
Hi, Jody.
Hey, Jody.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jody.
my youngest brother that died at birth was called Paul.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Hey, that's in there. I'm not gonna hold to that.
No, we do have polls over here. They was all pretty accurate this time. In fact, they were pretty impressively accurate, and the exit poll was spot on.
Yeah, and there's that many people posting on Facebook now that they wish that Labour hadn't got in.
Yeah, but this is
But
what
the
annoys
trouble
me.
is that
All these people going, I wish Labour never got in. Labour have not started yet. We are still living under Tory law.
it's going to get worse.
Right? It's not going to get worse. Right?
When do they take control? Is it
No, they have control.
Well,
They
they're already in power.
They had 1 week, and then they had recess for the summer. Summer,
it's instantaneous there. It's not like here where it's
Yeah,
yeah, and then
it's the day of the election.
the day
As
after
soon as
the
results
election.
are, as soon as the results are out, that's it.
So if an election is close enough, will they do a recount?
Yes,
Or is
Yeah.
that only if somebody calls for it?
Yeah, but it's still on the same day.
still done
they
at the
do
same
it
time.
all at the same time.
Well, or overnight, I should say,
Yeah.
because the actual polls.
The polling
don't
stations
close
close at 10, and
at
then
10.
this is how it goes over here. Polling stations close at 10 with the exit poll. Then round about 11, half 11, after people of Sunderland have run round like knobheads, and Newcastle have tried to beat them and Durham, right? Then Sunderland declare who won their set thing, and then it just filters through during the night, and then by 7 in the morning we have the result.
But isn't there a media outlet that's by, say, 10
All the
o'clock?
it's all
By
covered.
10 o'clock, a
all
media outlet
televised.
is trying to predict based on
Yes, we have the exit
who
poll.
has already voted.
Yeah,
For
but
who?
That's
you
called
only
the
have,
It's
exit
on
poll.
television all night.
you have one major media, right? CBC.
No, we have the BBC, we have ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, Sky News, and GB News all cover it.
So Sky News and BBC
Literally,
are two of the biggest.
on election night,
Probably
every
quite
channel is full of it, and it's just
Yeah.
boring as hell because they're all talking shit until the results start coming in, and then they all try to predict what's going to happen, and they get that wrong. And I mean, the only good thing this year, was the BBC had two pro-Tories running their election night, and that were Laura Koonsberg, sorry. No, I was right the first time, Koonsberg, and Clive Myrie. They both hate Labour, and they had to sit there and keep announcing Labour wins after Labour wins, and her face was getting more and more angry as the night went on. And it's like, you can't put no more spin on this. You're lost. Just come on. Even when it was when Labour was borderline, they just wouldn't call it. She was like, no, Tories can still win this. They can still come back. It's off.
There is a point where he's just like, okay, we fought the good fight. We've lost.
We'll put it this way. Laura Kunzberg has hardly been heard of since the election.
It's all right. I hadn't heard of her before it.
Oh, I have.
Is it because she's from near Dave's neck of the woods or Mark's?
No,
neck of the
she's the
woods?
BBC
No, it's not-
political
it's not-
correspondent.
Absolutely fuck
Ah.
all interest in politics.
But like
It's
I said,
interesting,
all these
sometime-
people blaming Labour at the moment, Labour have not set no laws. They can't set any laws yet because they're in recess. And in 2 weeks' time, when they come back, then we're going to start seeing the new laws come in, right? Where, you know, things are going to change. They're going to start making more houses, more social housing. They're going to start lowering taxes in certain areas and raising them in others and so on. Yeah, that's how it works. Right? But all these people that are being arrested at the moment for the parts in the riots that are kicking off at Labour going, well, we only rioted. You know, we don't need to go to jail. Just tell us no, no, no. Yeah. If you actually look at the laws they're being arrested under, they are Tory, the ex-government's laws. They brought them in. Yeah. And now they're the ones that are saying, oh, these laws are a bit Dratican, aren't they? You brought them in. Yeah. You can't complain about them when you voted for them.
Well, there is a phrase, it doesn't matter what country you're in, the law is the law.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is what I like. This is what I like about over here. No one is above the law. Not even the king.
Hey, did you see that? We had another stabbing in Manchester yesterday.
Yeah.
Dorton, only about 4 or 5 miles away from me.
Yeah. But a lot of these stabbings now are trying to
22-year-old
incite.
22-year-old lad killed a 33-year-old woman and wounded a 17-year-old girl and a 64-year-old man.
Yeah.
I hope he was caught.
Yeah, he was.
Most of them are.
That's why they know he was a
Well, what
22-year-old.
I don't understand is you guys go way out of the way to hide the ethnicity of the assailants.
No,
I
we
mean,
don't.
No,
Oh, okay, so
not until-
what was the kid that committed those crimes?
yeah,
Right.
they
The
do-
guy that committed the
they do
crimes in
until
Southport,
they're
right?
charged.
They could, one, he'd been arrested. Under UK law, until you're 18, you cannot be named or identified, right? Unless there is a severe public interest. And to have that, you have to have a judge set out and listen to the cases on both sides and then make a decision, right? That's what happened. And unfortunately, people jumped on it. People started saying he was an Islamist and all this and all that. And it turned out he was a British-born Christian and had nothing to do with Islam at all.
Of African descent. That's all.
Yes. But he
But
was a
this-
Christian.
This one is in an area where you have a large Asian community in Longsight
Yeah.
and a lot of students as well, come to think of it. So he could have been anything, but his name was definitely foreign.
Yeah. But a lot of them are Romanian, they're Christian. There are a lot of them coming from British Commonwealth countries which are Christian. Yeah. And
A
It
lot
doesn't
of the
matter-
African
doesn't
countries-
yeah, it doesn't matter where they came from. The crime is a crime, and you'll have to let the police do their business. You can't go around saying he's this, he's that, he's the other, because you're prejudicing the case. And sometimes you can prejudice it so much that they say he can't have a fair trial, and he gets off with it. That should never be happening. So let the police do what they need to do. Don't spread hate. Don't spread lies. Just get on with it. Let the police do it. Do the business.
But here's my point, is sometimes they go overboard and cover up the issues.
Not over here.
What if the police muck up the crime scene and screw up the evidence?
It's very rare that happens. Very,
yeah.
very rare.
In this case, the road was closed for quite a long time. Wouldn't allow anybody there.
No.
Because even afterwards, sometimes the police mishandles the evidence they've already cataloged,
Yeah,
and
but
then they mishandle it from there.
it's very, very rare over here. Very rare. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it's very rare, right? Even as far back as Jamie Bolger and Terry Venables, when them two, they were 10-year-olds. They took a kid from a shopping centre, tortured him, tied him to a railway line, and everything else. Just horrible things. That case was so bad, and them two, one's gone underground. He's never been arrested or anything. He's just been released, new name, new identity. The other one, he's got new name, new identity. He's been identified several times because he's a sicko, a pedo, and whatever else. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been
He's
arrested
protected.
and charged about 4 or 5 times since then.
But he's protected because of people spreading lies and hatred. Now, we don't know whether we're living next door to the fucker because he was 10 when he did it. You know, every time he gets identified, somebody gives him a new name and moves him on.
Well, eventually, all these new names are going to be tied together, and somebody's going to say, "That's so and so, so and so,
Doesn't
so
work
and
that
so."
way. If
That's
you get a
him.
new name over here, you get a new name. You get a new birth certificate, you get a new name, you get a new identity. You're not even allowed to talk to your own parents. They give you the full works. But again,
Like-
because people spread lies and stuff,
Yeah.
they have to protect him. And unfortunately, now he could be with a woman who is none the wiser on what he is and what he's done.
Mm.
You know, and it's wrong. That's why you should always let the police do their business. Go around and get it
Yeah.
done. You know, there are times to cause trouble. You know what? In a couple of months' time, when this guy's up in court, yeah, that's the time to protest. That's the time to say enough is enough. Right? Once the court case has happened, then you can turn around and say, right, tell you what, we ain't going to go attacking Muslims and attacking mosques and whatever. We're just going to go out on the streets and say, enough is enough. Protect our children. Ban the sale of knives to everyone that is an idiot.
Were you saying something, Paul?
No,
No, you're just listening.
David, if there's enough evidence against him, he's been caught red-handed multiple times.
It doesn't matter.
They should throw the book at him.
They should, but that's what I'm saying. All right. When the case happens, yeah, people start spreading wrong information. Yeah, they start prejudicing the legal process because now, when this guy goes to court, right, it's already going to be in the jury's head. He's a foreigner. He's this. He's that. He's the other. Yeah, and they're not going to want to spread Rachel hatred. They're not going to want to get accused of that. They're not going to want to cause the riots again. What a situation that jury are going to be in. Yeah, he's guilty of sin. Yeah, and they've got to sit through it now, worrying about that, and they make one wrong decision. It could spark another one. It's
Civil War.
not a
sort of.
civil war. No,
No.
we're not Elon Musk. We're not having a civil war. Elon Musk is an idiot. Should never have
That's why
said
I
that.
said sort of.
He should never have said it.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, our Civil War.
Because that sounds like a powder keg with a short fuse.
Yeah, but people are not going to war against the country. It's not a civil war. We're not going to war against the country. People went out on the streets because they wanted to protect children and they had enough and so on and so on. And they had genuine grievances, but people jumped on the bandwagon and turned it into a hell. And that's the problem. ask this, right? When you're protesting against 3 innocent kids that died, whatever makes them think looting a Greggs for all its gingerbread men, right? Looting a Lush store for all its bath bombs and looting a shoe zone for all its Crocs is going to help the kids. It isn't.
It's not.
Exactly. And then poor families have to deal with that.
I don't know, Laura.
But anyway, then kids tomorrow will meet the families of the victims are meeting the king in private tomorrow. He went to Southport today and met the people of Southport, and tomorrow he's going to meet the families in private, spend the day with them.
Oh, he's back to being well enough to do stuff.
No, he's begged them medically to let him do it, even though he did. They're saying no, he shouldn't do it. You know, he said no, I've got to do it. I've got to do my duties, and he's gone out.
Because there are certain things he should do because he is head of state and to show
Yeah, but
people
he's
I'm still here.
He's fighting cancer.
He's fighting cancer.
I know.
Yeah.
There are things he's not strong enough to do.
Yeah, like going and meeting thousands of people. You see, he could have gone to Southport today and he'd gone off again. Yeah. I mean, it was all well wishes and, stuff like that. Proud to see him there and that. But it could have gone off. Yeah. And he would have been in the middle of it. He's not well enough to deal with that.
Maybe it'll take the king to stop all this nonsense.
No, it'll take the media to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah,
king
right.
to shut. Maybe the king can shut the media up.
No, because they have a
No.
right. You see, although he's the head of state, he has no power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have a
Oh,
government. Yeah.
See,
He's just
although we-
head of state ceremonially, and
Oh,
the bit when we have an election and then he says the new prime minister goes and meets the king and asks the king, can he form the next government? It's just ceremonial.
It's a formality. Yeah.
There's never going to be a case where the king's going to go, you know what? I think you're an idiot.
No.
Fuck off. Although it would be funny. I'd like to see one do it just for the sake of it. Because that'd just
I
throw
can
the
ju-
country to fucking hell, wouldn't it?
I can actually just imagine Queen Victoria doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. What did he say to Keir Starmer? He went, well, finally, they're gone. Let's get this country back on the road. No more idiots in power. It's like, you got the microphone on. You can have your opinion in private, but your microphone's on.
that sounds like a hot mic moment.
He's talking about politicians, and there are no politicians that aren't idiots.
Yeah, true.
I
I don't know.
There's a
You've got
lot-
a good one, Angela Rayner. She's all right.
There
Mm.
are a lot of politicians who are idiots.
We've just gone through. We've gone through 14 years of hell under Tories, but it wasn't so bad until Boris Johnson got in. And then we had what could only be described as chaos because we had COVID and politicians were creating fake businesses to take money from the COVID funds and
Oh yeah.
commit fraud. All that's going to come out soon. Yeah. All this has gone on and people just got fed up. That's why the Tories get voted out. It's not that people believe Labour are the next best thing. Yeah. It's people just got fed up of the corruption. Right. It was so blatantly obvious. Right. When somebody in the House of Lords owes the taxman £500 million, right? And he goes, right, I'm resigning. Goodbye, everybody. Walks out. and no one's seen him since. It's like, how does that happen? He was in the House of fucking Lords, for God's sake. He's surrounded by police.
What happened to the days of the honest politician?
Was there ever
There
a day of
never
honest
have
politics?
been any honest days. There is
Way,
never-
way back in the day, there was a
No.
time
No.
when
No,
there were
you
honest
can ask
politicians.
Paul, you can ask Joe. The days of honest politicians has never been.
Yeah,
There's
I can't remember the last time somebody was on.
A
I know
politician
there's-
will tell you whatever you want to hear to get that vote.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of Democrats.
You see, there are some politicians that go in it
It's
for the
not
right
just
reasons.
Democrats, the Republicans as well.
Yeah.
It's everybody in our politics as well. It's
But there are some that just talk the talk and they're
Yeah,
full
but Andrew,
of hot
if you went into
air.
politics, today, Andrew, you would go into it for the right reasons, for making your country better, for for the making the poorer better off and whatever else and stuff. But it doesn't happen that way, right? Because you're one person. You've got all the other people with their own beliefs. Yeah. And it becomes a powder keg of who is the strongest. And that's why politics doesn't work.
Yeah.
You can decide, you can want to be as nice as you want. Once you get into power, it ain't going to happen. Someone's going to be pulling your chain. Brown envelopes are going to appear out of nowhere.
It's survival of the fittest,
Yep.
as whatchamacallit, the scientist said.
I'm just hoping we can just have a few years now of political calm, so we're not going to see any more politicians on both sides getting killed, because that's the worst bit. You had Jo Cox, one of my distant relatives, murdered because her beliefs were she wanted peace and right and love and all that. She always said there is much more to unite us than divides us, and that's how she died. Somebody went into her constituency and killed her. And then you have a Tory, David Amos. He's a Tory. Everybody hates, well, no, not everybody hates, but I hate Tories. Yeah, but I didn't hate him. He was Mr. Southend. He was there to do the right thing for Southend. His battle was always to make Southend a city. Yeah, and it's a shame that the only way he was able to do it was being murdered by some idiot. Yeah, and then they made Southend a city for that reason.
The only way they could have actually legally done it was to build a cathedral.
No, that's not true.
Oh,
Because Preston doesn't have a cathedral and it's a city. That is a long, drawn out myth that to become a city you had to have a cathedral. It's not true. Because the city of London doesn't have a cathedral. Because it's on the outer edge of London. What they class as the Greater London.
I don't think
it's a separate city.
I don't think the city of London is a city.
Yes, it is.
Only
It's its own city and it has its own police force.
Near the center of London is the true London itself.
Yeah.
Which was what it was back in Roman times.
Yeah. Yeah, but London is not the capital. London's not the official capital of the UK.
No. Just people call it that.
Colchester is. Colchester is. That was the original capital. And then it was York, and then it was London. But where Mark lives in Manchester, Manchester is a city in itself, but then it's got other interconnected cities like Salford.
Yeah, they are all their own cities.
Yeah, they're all their own cities in their own right, but they all come under the Greater Manchester City.
Greater Manchester.
Manchester's the bigger city, and all these are suburb tiny cities.
Actually, no.
No. Greater
Manchester's smaller. No, Greater Manchester's not a county because Greater Manchester is part of Lancashire.
No,
You're part of Lancashire, County of
No,
Lancashire,
No, we're
an
not.
administrative area. Same
It
as
is-
Liverpool, Merseyside, right? Lancashire used to incorporate from bottom of Cumbria down. It used to incorporate Manchester and Merseyside, the whole of Merseyside. But
I'll
as
have to
when
disagree
Liverpool
with
became
you.
when Liverpool became a city, it became a city in its own right, and then became the greater city of Merseyside. Yeah, which is its own administrative capital, and then
Yeah.
Manchester itself became Manchester and its own administrative area. That's why Lancashire
not.
Cricket Club still plays in Manchester.
Yeah, that's because that's where the ground is. But no,
It's because
Manchester.
that's where Lancashire
Let-
County Cricket Club is. You don't have a Manchester
Uh,
Cricket Club.
Manchester
let Mark
used to
speak,
be in
please.
Lancashire
Yes.
until they created Greater Manchester County.
It's not a
And
county.
I have to disagree with you because my dad worked for Greater Manchester County Council, and I worked for Manchester City Council.
There's no such thing as a Manchester County Council.
Yes, there was. There is
Never
not.
have been.
Yes, there has.
There's Manchester City Council, Manchester Town Council,
No,
and then there's
never
Manchester
been Manchester.
Authority.
there's never been
now the
Manchester
city
Town
of Manchester.
Council. There was GMC, which is Greater Manchester County. There was the City of Manchester. There's Salford, there's Bury, there's Rochdale, there's Wigan, there's Oldham, there's Stockport, there's Tameside, and Trafford, and they are all the other parts of Greater Manchester County.
Does Manchester have a county council?
Yes, or it did.
David,
No,
ask
it was
your
under-
older.
it was-
ask.
It was
Ask
part
your-
of Lancashire County Council and
No,
a
it wasn't.
subsection of Lancashire County Council until 1986. And its functions passed to Greater Manchester 10 borough councils, including Manchester City Council, providing a joint committee.
There was a Manchester County Council.
Manchester City Council.
Manchester
or-
City Council only deals with Manchester.
Or
It
The
doesn't deal with
great-
any of the other 10 authorities.
you're thinking of the Greater Manchester County Council, which
Yeah.
was all but
That's what I
named.
said.
It was just a name. It was not a county council. It was preceded by various authorities of Cheshire County Council, Lancashire County Council, and West Riding County Council. It was sections of them councils
got
formed.
Bugger all to do
the-
with West Riding.
Sunstar, yes.
We were in Cheshire, Derbyshire, and Lancashire.
You were part of West Riding.
No, we weren't.
Paul, care to separate these two?
They're having fun.
None of Manchester was in Yorkshire.
I'm about to go get some popcorn.
Wait. I beg your pardon. What was
None
that,
of-
Mark? None of
none of
Manchester.
None of Manchester was in Yorkshire.
None of Manchester in your Rochdale, Hebden
Is
Bridge.
Man-
Hey, Andrew, it's just a
They're not
shame
yours.
Dominic's
Shut-
missing this.
They're Lancashire.
Where? Speaking
whoa,
of
whoa,
which,
whoa.
where is he?
Rochdale was under Yorkshire Council,
He's out
and
recruiting
so
new
was
girls.
Oldham,
Mm.
and so was Hebden Bridge. Hebden Bridge is still
Hebden
part
Bridge
of
is-
Yorkshire.
Hebden Bridge is not in Manchester.
It's on the edge of Manchester between
No, it's
Rochdale
not.
and the
Outside
Pennines.
Manchester.
How about one of you look up the old map of Manchester?
I've got it up right in front of me.
No, several old maps.
It doesn't matter. I've got it all up in front of me.
Because
If you go
old
as far back as the
maps
Captain
over-
Tucker's map, Manchester is a tiny little dot.
if you
And
look at
Brolsden-
maps
Brolsden
over
was about
time,
20
it
houses.
can tell you how much or how
I
big
think-
it has grown
I-
or changed.
I've seen all the old
Right.
maps. I worked for the council in the
Right.
city engineers department, dealing
I'll
with
put-
all those.
Right.
maps.
I'll point something else out here, right? Because Mark's going to argue the hell out of this. Blackpool and they're filed is not part of Lancashire County Council.
They
Nor
always
is
were.
Blackburn and Darwin. They're their
And they
own
always were.
No, they are like Greater Manchester. They're their own administrative areas. So, like, you've now got File Council, which covers Blackpool, Wyre, and sort of Freckleton, Kirkham, that sort of area. And then you've got Blackburn with Darwin, which is their own administrative. They trying to become a city in their own right, but Preston pipped them to it. And Merseyside itself keeps going back and forth with Southport, which moves. I think it's about every 12 years it fluctuates back between Lancashire and Merseyside. They're all still part of Lancashire County Council in a sense, but administratively, it's all run under Merseyside. And it's a pain in the arse because sometimes when it comes to Lancashire police, they can actually go into Manchester and into Merseyside, but Manchester and Merseyside police can't go into Lancashire.
Part of that
that
is a money issue, funding.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was funding. Manchester became so big in itself when it was part of Lancashire that it was becoming, how would you put it, a drain on the rest of Lancashire. So the rest of Lancashire were getting left behind because Manchester was so popular. Hence why Manchester City and Greater Manchester was created. And Bolton, Wigan and that later came into it as Manchester's grown. And now they put a block on Manchester growing because it would have enveloped the South Ribble, Chorley and Preston.
Yeah, because a local police department, two local police departments combined because one of them was tiny and they combined so now they can serve the greater area. They only had to close one station.
That can't happen over here.
And it was over the same thing, money.
Yeah, but that can't happen over here. You've got your place is very, very weird over there. You've got your smaller police force, then you've got the next big police force, and then you've got someone that comes in and goes, I'm taking over this, and then somebody else comes in and goes, no, I'm taking over this, and then another big boss comes in and goes, no, I'm taking over this, and somehow it ends up with a FBI or something, or
the alphabet of
SCI
government.
or
I call it the alphabet.
And I to this day, I could never work out if I committed a crime in America, what police force would come and deal with me. Whether it's the local police force, the local sheriff, or
depends on the crime.
I think.
Huh?
Who deals with murder in America?
Who did what?
America. Does that start out with state police? Joe will know.
What?
You're muted, Joe, so you were talking about it.
What do you mean state police?
Starts with local police.
You got
Starts with a local police.
It's local police, and then we go to
You got a county police, then you got the state police.
And then federal.
And what's CSI?
And if you're in a township, you
Crime
got
scene,
you got
same as
township
RS,
appointed
Stockport.
police too.
just crime scene investigator.
and then we
Ah.
have Washington Metropolitan Police, which is totally different. Washington D.C.
But they still have some areas. I don't know if they do down by you, Joe, but they have constables here that are like
we got constables.
township police or.
Yeah, they do
smaller-
in some places.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have the Bobby on the beat, do you? As we call it, the police
No.
officer that walks the streets.
So
They
They
just
do,
drive
they
around
do
and-
it in New Orleans. New Orleans and the French Quarter, they do.
they got Bobbies in New Orleans.
No, they got the state police that walk the French Quarter.
Okay, but that's the state police.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here we have PCSOs and
Are the
Bobbies that
Bobbies,
walk the street.
David, are the Bobbies a unit on their own, or are they just a regular police?
Just a regular police officer, and they patrol the streets.
A
and-
bobby is just a slang for a
Do they
policeman.
still wear their goofy hats?
the
Oh,
same
yeah.
as peelers. Yeah. All that comes from is the fact that the British police force was created by Sir Robert Peel.
Yes.
So
Well,
they call
I think that was
bobbies
all
after
police, weren't it?
Robert Peel. Yeah.
I think
And
it was
they
Britain
were
that
also
created the
called-
first police force.
They were also called peelers
Yeah.
as well as bobbies.
And now they're called jam sandwiches or bacon butties and pigs and all sorts.
Pigs in a blanket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're called jam sandwiches because our police traffic cars used to be white with a red stripe down them.
Yeah. Well, the boys in blue. Because the uniform used to be blue.
Then there was the panda
some
cars
poli-
were blue and white.
speaking of police cars, certain
But
departments
why?
here are having trouble getting the Ford Explorers because of parts, money, various.
I tell you what our government needs to do, they need to go over to America and find out how you guys managed to get airplanes going back to countries to repatriate immigrants. Yeah, those that have arrived without paperwork and that, because all countries need to start doing that.
I think
Make it
that's a
unattractive to travel because you're just going to get put on a plane and sent back.
Australia.
That's a sticky one, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's working in America now.
It works in Australia.
Yeah, I don't know how it works in Australia because they just turn you around at the door.
Yeah, they do in Australia. You don't
Aren't
get
we,
out.
s- aren't we sending certain Chinese immigrants back that are
Yes.
coming in the Mexican border back to China, Paul?
Yes, you started turning a lot of people back. You're putting them on planes and sending them back to
When?
Their
countries.
country of origin.
When did it start?
Well,
We're not
it's
returning
not-
anybody. We're releasing them into the
We're
United States.
releasing them and we're giving them credit cards and everything else.
Yeah,
and
we're not turning anybody
Um,
around.
Places to stay and.
I don't know what
let me
y'all
just-
hearing.
let me
People
just
coming in
find
every
it.
day, getting released with money, getting put in hotels and everything like that. And you got to report to a court date 8 months from now, then you can't find them. That's what's happening right now under this administration. When Trump was in,
And-
they got turned around at the border, stayed in Mexico.
And there's numerous
Just let-
illegals that have committed serious murders, and now they're going to be thrown in prison for life.
It's happening every day.
I'm trying to find the story because I read it this morning.
Well, it's a lie, I guarantee you.
There was one near Atlanta, near Augusta, Georgia. She was a runner. She was killed by an
There
illegal.
you go. Panama. There you go. Panama on Tuesday started repatriating undocumented migrants from flights financed by the United States. The move comes less than 2 months after Josh Raul Molino was sworn in as Panama's president. Mr. Molino campaigned on a promise to close the Darwin Gap, the dangerous stretch of jungle which more than 500,000 migrants crossed last year on their way north from South America.
Well, that might be
Panama.
Panama
And then it
doing that,
says-
but it's not
Panama
us.
is not
That's
There you
part
go.
of the USA.
That's not here.
Yeah, it says the Biden administration said it had agreed to pay for the flights as part of efforts to deter irregular migration. A group of 29 Colombians with criminal records were the first to be returned on Tuesday.
What was the date on this? When was that? When is that?
Today, 20th.
So they just finally, after 3 years, decided to start doing this.
It's not
Yeah, because
finally.
they want to. They're
It's
trying
when
to say
it-
they could be tough on the
Wow.
border.
It's when it comes in, doesn't it? It's like our
Yeah, but
issue with
Panama is not
But
part
don't
of
you
America.
think it's kind of suspect that Camilla wants to now be tough
It's
on the
a
border?
different
when she
country.
Yeah,
reaches
well,
it?
she wouldn't even go to the
Yes.
border.
Yeah.
So they didn't go to Europe.
She's never been to the border. They were claimed that she was going
They're
to
not
be
sending
head of
people
border
out of
security.
America. They're sending people out of Panama. That's
no,
not part of America.
no. Read the article. They are
It
sending
may be
people
being
back.
funded by America, but I
They are-
heard you say it. They're being
Right.
sent out of Panama.
No, they're being repatriated
Out of
back
Panama.
to Panama. No, back to Panama.
Out of Panama. Read it again.
Back to Panama.
No, read it again.
If the plane took off from the US and landed in Panama,
Read it again.
yeah, if the plane took off from the US and landed in Panama, where'd he coming
Read
from?
it again.
I'm
I did hear
ready.
you shutting down that area. I didn't hear. I heard. the
When
fact that
you
was
read
shutting
it
down that
out,
place.
you said out of Panama.
No, I didn't.
Into
They
Panama.
closing the gap. I read.
No.
David, just
Yeah,
post the
that
link.
gap is in Panama.
David, just post the
Panama
link so
doesn't
David
even
can
touch
read it.
America.
He is closing the Darien Gap, the dangerous stretch of jungle which more than 500,000 migrants last year on their way north from South America.
Yeah. Not into
Yeah,
America.
okay.
So it's in Panama.
Yeah, so
Panama
Panama's
doesn't-
home.
There's no jungle in the United States.
No, the people
Panama-
that crossed through the gap in,
Panama
and
does
carried
not
on north.
border
does have jungle.
America.
Right, can you just stop a minute? The people that have passed through the Darien Gap and headed north to America are the first ones to be returned back to Panama, where they're going to be repatriated and sent back to their own country. So, in other words, once they come through that jungle and they know they've been come through there, they're being turned around and sent back on an airplane back to Panama, and Panama is the country that is
Well,
repatriating them.
David, the problem you have is you say they came out of the jungle. There is no,
No.
jungle next.
No,
south of
I
us.
didn't say
The
they came.
jungle is south of Mexico.
Yeah,
It
the problem
says-
is
Panama is south of Mexico.
I know.
David, there is no border between Panama and America.
Right, are you listening
Mark is
again?
right.
Listen again. People that have traveled north through the jungle, heading north through Mexico to America, they're not
There is
talking
no
about the
jungle
ones.
in Mexico.
Oh, for fuck's sake, will you listen?
Mexico is a
There's no
desert.
fucking jungle in America or Mexico. It's the ones that have headed through the fucking jungle, right, to get to Mexico, to continue to America, right? The Colombians and that, they have to go that route, right? They're the ones that America have sent back to Panama, and Panama are repatriating them back to Colombia because they don't have documents. So they're not America's problem anymore, undocumented. They are Panama's thing. Because they came through that route, America can send them back to Panama. If they come a different route, if they went round and came through Canada, which they can't, but if they went on a boat and came through Canada, they can't go back to Panama, right? But if they came through that jungle and headed through Mexico up to the border and then into America, they are being put back on a plane, back to Panama, back to the other side of the jungle, right? So the jungle they just come through was a waste of time. They're getting lifted back over the top of it, dropped back in Panama, and then they are being repatriated back to their country.
David, whoever
Process.
wrote that report is an idiot.
Why? It's happening.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why is it not?
Because
I don't think it's
how
happening,
can they
David.
get deported from the United States when they don't get into the United States?
Yeah.
They're being deported from the border. It's not hard to
Right, they're
understand.
not coming
When
in.
they
We're
get
not
to the
doing that.
border,
That's the
When they
Mexican.
get-
That's
Panama's
the
doing it.
Mexican
Unless
border
it's the
patrol.
Mexicans sending them
right?
back. To
How can
Panama?
Panama, right, be doing it? Because these are people coming from America and being transported on an aeroplane to Panama, right? Panama can't just go up to America and go, we'll take him, and him on this plane. Come on, back over you go.
Well-
Right? America are sending them over there and they're being repatriated
It
from
doesn't
Panama.
make a lot of sense.
So, in other words, Panama is the country that's dealing with it. In other words, once they go through that jungle, doesn't matter where you come from, be it Colombia, it could be from the UK. But if you go through that jungle and try to get to America, you ain't going to get there because you're going to get put on an airplane and sent back to Panama. You'll be processed and you'll be sent back to your country.
But if they've got no papers and they've had to
Then
cross
it's
the
Panama's
whole of
problem.
Mexico,
It's up to Panama
get
to sort
into
that
America,
out, isn't it? That's the
how can
agreement.
they prove that they're not Mexicans and they're they're Panamanians.
Well, I don't know. That's put up to Panama, isn't it? The point is, they are being done. They are being shifted. Right? Doesn't matter where they come from. If they come through that Panama jungle, through Mexico,
'Cause
up to America, America are paying for them to be shipped over to Panama, and Panama will process them. And the first ones that they are doing are 29 known Colombian criminals.
they'd
Well,
have to
that's
go.
the first time they've done it, and they're not getting into the United States because the Mexican, whoever's stopping them at the border, is bringing them back. But I guarantee you, they have never said anything here in the United States about doing it.
And all it
They
is
let
is
them
a
in.
case of the US is paying, say, I keep them suckers down there.
Yeah, that's all it is they're charging. Panama's probably charging us to do it.
America are only paying for the air flights. Everything
it's
else is
still
done
too
by
much.
Panama.
Still too much. You shouldn't let them in. And they're not.
They're not letting them in, are they? They're shutting them off.
Well, you know how many got in that are in?
Well, they have to have let them in
But
if they're
it might have
flying them
just
back
started
from
today.
America.
No,
And it
Oh.
might
they're
just
keeping
be
them at
because
the
they're trying to
airport.
get some
Arlo,
publicity.
It's
for
like
Kamala,
over here.
Kamala, or whatever her name is. Camelot.
Right.
Kabbalah.
It's like
Chameleon.
Right.
Chameleon, because she's changing daily.
Right. Basically, the agreement that's happening with Panama is the agreement we should have been we supposed to have with France. In other words, when they come through France and they get to the French border across the sea from us, the French are supposed to process them and return them back to where they came. But it never happens. They end up on a small boat, rolling and rolling again, and somehow end up on the UK side of the waters, and then we have to pick them up and deal with them. Right? That's what's happening. It looks like America have got it up and running, and it's happening. Yeah, we are still arguing the toss with France. French actually have border controls at London, St Pancras, Dover, and one other port, where basically the immigration deal with them there, right? Where we also have immigration centres in France on the border. Yeah. And neither of them are doing the job because they're still getting through.
You gotta be forceful and make them change their mind.
How can you force the French? We pay the French £15 million
Hard,
a month.
solid facts.
Hard, solid fact, right? We pay French 15 million to do this. They still end up on the small boats. They still end up coming over here, right? But if we withdraw that 15 million and say, nope,
Oh, please.
let them come through, we're not going to pay it no more. The French go, okay, the borders are now closed on our side. These migrants don't want to be in France. They want to be in UK. Off they go. And they'll actually bring them across. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. America have finally got their act together and started returning people.
Don't believe it, David. I'm telling you, don't believe it.
Well, it's the BBC. They've got no reason to lie about America.
Well, somebody's feeding them the wrong information. I guarantee you, she's not doing anything. She's talking about opening
It's got
the border
nothing
and
to
everything
do
else.
with. It's got nothing to do with me. It's actually a deal that Donald Trump started back way when. Yeah,
They need
it's
to-
finally
yeah,
coming.
Donald Trump did that when he was in. But when
Yeah,
they came
that's-
in day one,
Because
he
I-
signed
I
to
used to
open the
watch
border.
Retire and there's no
Day
sign.
one. And I don't know how many millions of people have been in. You walk at me again, I'll knock your teeth out. So how many people have been in here? How many known criminals have been in?
Come on, then
come
you
in
try
here
it.
that have been arrested afterwards. Stop.
Have you ever heard a dog guy? Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna knock you in the eye.
Got Justin
Come
what?
here.
Just pick them up and say, "Stop it."
Justin.
No, she'll stop it. She knows I mean it. You gotta wait.
I can't do that with mine. I get fucking in there.
Is Justin
Mark,
around?
yours
I
is
haven't
too
seen
big to pick up.
Yeah.
him. Kevin.
Come here. Move, move, move. Come here.
Mark, she's what, 80 pounds?
Come here.
120.
All this noise.
No wonder why you can't pick her up.
Yeah, but she's only.
Look at all this noise.
Oh,
See?
You love me? See, all
No,
this one, all this noise she got to put up with. I must turn the light on. Oh. All this noise that she gonna make. She make the most noise in this house.
Yep, the littler they are, the more noise they make.
so
No,
more
I-
noise than your granddaughter?
Yeah,
Wow.
this is nothing but a noisemaker.
But look how cute it is. Just
This
look
my
how cute
baby
it is.
girl. Though.
Look how-
This my
look
little
how
baby
s-
girl.
Look how sweet she's being now.
Oh yeah, she wants some loving.
That's all she
What
wanted,
says?
a hug.
You want something to eat? You hungry? Ready
Oh,
to
now
eat?
you're talking her language, look.
You want some chicken? Now you want a piece of
Oh,
chicken?
now you're talking. Well, come on, let's
You
go.
ready to eat?
Come on, come
You
on,
hungry?
let's go.
You gotta give me a
Chicken.
kiss. You hungry? Give me a kiss. Want me to give you a treat? Oh, she said, give me a treat. You want a treat? You want a
I
bacon
mean,
treat?
I think it's an obvious yes when you say,
No,
do you
Precious,
want?
it
It's
doesn't
like,
mean
yeah.
Suddenly, Precious appears up on Joe's
Let me see if I
camera.
can get her to do this. Let me see if I can get her to do this. Watch this. Hey, I'm gonna give you a kiss. Come here. What's the matter with you? Are you fighting me?
Ooh,
Hey, tongues.
Which
Something's
one
wrong.
is that, Joe?
Okay.
What's the matter with you?
you promised me a treat. Come on.
Joe, you promised her,
Something hurt her.
you promised her
You're
chicken.
tender under the legs.
No, I do that all the time.
Yeah, it's just sometimes smaller dogs are tender under the back legs, and just under the front. My mum's dogs were. All the poodles were. It's
I
freaking
think
annoying
she,
to try to pick them up.
She
Or
yiped earlier
sometimes-
today like that. I think she might have twisted something.
Or does she have like a sore spot on her in her mouth, like by her tooth?
No, I don't know what it was. But it was both sides of her.
Arthritis?
Pain in the ass. That's what she is.
No, she's just telling
I
you, come
think-
on, you promised me a treat, hand it over.
She's
well,
getting a treat. I'm
Paul-
giving her a liver treat.
Joe, but you said you promised her chicken.
She get the liver treat.
It doesn't matter because now she's the best thing since sliced bread to the other dogs. You got us a treat.
Yeah,
That's how
I'll
it
have to
works.
check
They
her
always
out
send the
later.
cute one in.
Paul knows
No,
all about
Tino's the one that always comes in.
Paul knows all about little dogs being a pain in the butt.
Why does Paul know? Paul's got a big dog.
No.
Yeah, I had a little dog at one time, but
That's the
What
point.
about
How is
Mia?
Mia?
most of my dogs weigh at least 80, 90 pounds.
Yeah, how is Mia anyway?
Oh, she's being a typical female. She wants what she wants, and she's always watching me, and I better not go anywhere without her, and you know.
Oh.
Sounds about right.
She glues to you then.
Oh boy.
Very protective of her daddy.
But then you have to watch where you're stepping. I think
Yep.
Paul knows why.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we want to get a dog eventually. There's just too many birds at the moment.
Don't
don't
you only
want-
have don't you have only two?
No, we got 11. We got 11 birds.
Whoa.
11 birds.
What did I thought?
And they all each one of them have their own personality too, don't they, David?
Oh yes, do they? Although
Do they-
Rio recently, he's become very cute and cuddly when it comes to food time. When I have, they're not supposed to have tomato soup because the tomatoes are too rich. But when I have tomato soup, he comes and sits next to my plate and he waits till it's cooled down enough, and then he'll have some. Yeah. And if any of the other birds come anywhere near me, he attacks them. It's like, it's my fucking soup. Get off.
He can't resist the smell.
Nope.
They got a good smeller, don't they?
Sure, birds do have a good sense of smell. I know they have good vision. I'm not sure they have a good sense of smell. They've only got little nostrils.
Mm.
So I know one of the animals with the best sense of smell has got to be the dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the worst dog to have when you're in bomb disposal is the golden retriever.
Precious. Why?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the golden? She's too sweet.
No, think about it. If you're in bomb disposal, right, you pick up a bomb and go,
Yeah,
oh,
don't want
fucking
to bring
hell.
it back. Yeah.
Oh,
You
they want
throw
the
it,
toy.
and the dog goes and gets it
Yeah.
and brings it back.
Oh, yeah.
That wouldn't be good. You dropped this.
Cold
Yeah, you drop this hand grenade.
Go ahead.
Bye, Andrew.
Uh, Andrew got to get up quick sometimes.
He always does. He just drops off. And he's like gone.
Where Paul go?
Deal with me, I
Oh,
think.
look. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know whether he's going to check in on me or what.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off as soon as he comes back.
Yeah.
I
Andrew
need to find something to eat.
disappear. Andrew tends to disappear quick like that when he has a phone call.
Yeah. Does he have a wife?
Don't think so. I think he lives with his mother,
Yeah,
but he
Maybe
also
maybe his mum comes on and goes, "You want to answer that again?"
maybe
He
he's not
also-
supposed to be on. You know.
he also gets calls from his uncle, I think, as well.
Oh. Where's Dominic tonight?
He's
I don't know.
recruiting new girls.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's what 8 o'clock in the morning. No, what time is it here now?
Yeah. He said he had some business stuff to do.
Yeah, it's about 20 to 9.
It's 22. No, the 2 hours.
It's Melbourne, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
Hey Google, what time is it in Melbourne?
20 to 11. No, 20 to
Hey
10.
Google, what time is it in Melbourne,
Yeah,
Australia?
20 to 11.
In Melbourne, Australia, is 9:40 a.m.
9:40, so 20 to
20
10.
to 10. Mm. It's 2 hours different to us. Only 12 hours. 14 hours different. I think
I
it
don't
is.
know what happened with Microsoft yesterday afternoon, but
No,
you know how Windows syncs with the Microsoft clock.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, mine went off on one, and it suddenly went from like 20 past 3 to like 10 past 10 in the morning, and nothing would work. Everything I loaded kept coming up saying the time is wrong. You know, what the freaking hell's going on here? And when I went into the clock settings, it said it was set by Microsoft, so I couldn't change it.
That ain't good.
But it recorrects itself about 10 minutes later, but it's weird.
You can set your time zone on Microsoft.
You can, but mine's set to Microsoft set. So if I turn around and said I'm living in Portugal, it would set the time to Portugal automatically. But then it wouldn't give me any UK updates.
Which is an hour in front of us.
Yeah, it's weird. So yeah. So if you ever set your clock wrong, I think it screws around with your software. That's the point. Did we get a Euro Trucks update today? Oh, yeah, look on there. There it is. Rolly.
Been flying to Avada so much I don't have material to do shorts. I'm gonna have to start bringing a drone out and getting some short videos.
Well, it was an update, but it weren't a biggie. I tell you what, Mark, they're all going to be in for a shock over here soon. In December. Since COVID, the government have been paying the local bus companies to keep the prices down to £2 for any journey you do. The max they charge is £2, and it's going to end in December. And a lot of the bus fares have gone up 50-60%.
Logie.
Welcome back, Paul.
Yeah, I had to sort out an issue with the kids upstairs. They use my garage they've got their electric bikes in there, and I just want to impress upon them to keep them off to the side, because I have to take me out there, put the ramp down and the ramp up into the truck, you know?
Yeah. Do they charge them in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, if they're charging them in there, they need to keep them way away from your car. Because when them batteries go, they go.
Now, what's that one's name, Joe?
Which one?
Right there.
What are you talking about?
What's the dog's name?
Oh, that was Cleo.
Cleo.
Yeah, Paul's watching YouTube
I don't have it right now.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Cleo.
That's another thing that started annoying me about YouTube. When you're watching a live, if you just clip over to another website and then come back,
it goes back.
Yeah, you're not live on the other video. You got to click the live button. Ain't pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Mark's got food. Are you precious? I said I thought I heard Precious.
Yeah, she was barking outside before.
I thought I just heard it then go.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, so I said Mark must have food.
Jaffa cakes.
Oh, you've had it. Have you tried the new cola bottle ones?
No.
They're actually quite nice. I didn't rate the cherry ones, but the cola bottle ones are quite nice. You actually do taste like cola bottles.
I had the... Which one did I have? I tried the lemon and I tried the short strawberry ones.
Yeah. Have you tried the lime? Ugh.
No.
They are bad. The lime is so strong in them.
Quiet. There she goes again.
My tap died. Oh.
What a day, what a day, what a day. Well, what do you think, guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off.
Yeah.
I gotta go fight with a dog.
All right.
I'm gonna go kick Laura off Fortnite.
All right. We'll see everybody in the morning.